All right, are we good? Are we live? I think we are. Hello all and welcome back to the Women's Football Chat Live. Today we have more coverage from the WSL. It's match week 2 and it's Manchester City versus Brighton. City drew 2-2 with Arsenal in match week 1. Now they'll be looking to get back to winning ways. Brighton, very victorious in their opening game week, putting 4 past Everton. So, two sides who have had fairly expectedly good starts to the season. Harry, should be a good matchup.
Yeah, very much so. I don't really know what to expect from today, though. Despite the fact they both got off to decent starts, I don't know what to expect because for me, Man City were pretty fortunate to draw that game against Arsenal. Yes, they beat Paris FC convincingly across 2 legs, but that doesn't shock me too much. And for Brighton, I mean, they were magnificent against Everton. And again, I know Everton aren't a great side, but Kiko Seike had a brilliant debut, scoring a hat-trick. Brighton looked in control. So I think City will definitely have to, bring a decent performance today. If not, they could be getting caught out like they did last year. They lost to Brighton last campaign. You can argue that cost them the league title at the end of the day. So maybe...
Well, yes, if they had won or even drawn that match, then they would. Obviously, you can't predict things like that because other results could have happened differently. But if they had lost or drawn that match, City would have won the league.
Yeah, so exactly.
That was an important fixture. I think for that reason, City will have an added desire to win this match.
Yeah, definitely so. And they're already 2 points behind Chelsea. They don't want to go any further points behind the Blues, who were battered Crystal Palace on Friday. So City have got to respond. City have got to show up today, deliver a very, very strong performance and look convincing against this Brighton side, who will make a game of it.
Yeah, I don't want to be too melodramatic, but how damaging is a drop of points for City today?
Well, I think it could be absolutely massive because Chelsea are on 6. If City draw today, they're on 2. They're already 4 points behind Chelsea, which means that even if they were to beat Chelsea, they'd still be behind them. That's the problem for City, is that, I mean, obviously, right now it's okay because they can make the points back up, but if you drop points today, if you keep dropping points, suddenly you end up too far behind.
Yeah, and especially since City don't have the advantage they had over Chelsea last year, was in that Chelsea had to play a lot more fixtures with the Champions League. We expect City to go into the knockouts this season. They've got a decent Champions League group, so it is going to be more difficult to challenge Chelsea this season, despite obviously Chelsea's change in management. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting. Shall we start by having a look at the lineups then? Yes. We can have a look at who's playing in today's game. We'll start with the host, Manchester City. Of course, we are at the Joey Stadium in Manchester. And Gareth Taylor has set his side out in a 4-3-3. In goal, Yamashita retains her spot. She's benched for the week against Paris FC, but they had a 5-0 win on aggregate and ended up winning at 8-0 in total. So she wasn't needed for that game. But she does start today, still starting over Keating in that role. In the back four, Kaspraj, Alexandri, Greenwood and Lazell. Lazell coming in for Uwahabi. Other than that, it's the same backline that featured against Arsenal. Up front, it's all the same. In midfield, Park, Hasegawa, Miedemar, and the front three are Firmino, Shaw and Hemp. I think it's been interesting. I thought that City looked good at times against... They looked very good against Paris FC. Against Arsenal, I don't think they were very good, though. They had some fleeting moments of quality, and we saw how players like Miedemar and Jess Park can take the game off the scruff neck and really change it, but I still think there's some issues that need to be ironed out today.
Yeah, definitely so. I think, to be honest, I'm surprised it's an unchanged 11 apart from Lazell coming in, which is a forced change anyway. So Gareth Taylor going very, very similar to the Arsenal game, and as you say, I don't think that performance was a brilliant game, and they've got to be careful today. They don't get caught out by a very, very good Brighton side who set up well, have strong personnel, and can really trouble City today if they want to.
Yeah, indeed. Let's have a look then at that Brighton team. In goal, well, it's a 3-4-3. In goal, it's Bagley. A back three of Forrest, Dottir, Bergsvand and Karabali. Across the four, Ollis Lagers, Kirby, Lasada, the captain, and Pattinson. And a front three of Via Maya, Seike and Bremer. It's a really good team for Brighton. I think a lot of people saw the transfer window for Brighton where they lost Turlin, they lost Robinson, and thought this could be a really difficult campaign. But they have improved in a lot of areas. Kiko Seike looks a real coup. She was excellent in that first game, becoming the first player in WSL history to score a hat-trick on debut.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. And I think that Brighton did lose a lot, but they also gained a lot. As you say, Seike scoring a hat-trick last weekend, Kirby scoring on a Brighton debut. It was a very, very well-rounded performance from Brighton. They looked defensively solid. They're really well set up now under Vidicic. I think they could cause a few teams this season some problems. Even if they don't win today, I'm expecting a decent performance, and later on down the line, I think they'll take points off teams that will be caught off guard by Brighton, because they're a very, very good side. They've got a lot of quality now, and I really like the way they play.
Yeah, Yichen Louis, welcome to the stream, by the way, saying I started Keating in my fantasy WSL. It's all going wrong this weekend. It's all going wrong, Yichen, but yeah, unlucky. And Gary saying, good day from Australia. I'm looking forward to seeing the two Aussies, Mary and Alana. I hope they play well. Well, neither of them start, and I think that's the controversial call that I was going to mention in this preview. Mary Fowler bench, Chloe Kelly bench, and then Hubert Firgino starting, keeping that Japanese contingent. Are you surprised to see Firgino and Yamashita starting? Because I think a lot of people would question their involvement. I don't think they played particularly badly against Arsenal. I don't think Firgino was very good, to be fair. But Keating, Kelly, both big players for City last season, bench to bring in Yamashita and Firgino. Do you think that's a surprise?
Yeah, very much so. I think to bench Kiara Keating is always the wrong decision. She's one of the best, if not the best goalkeeper in the WSL right now.
Yeah.
She's a brilliant goalkeeper. And I don't think many goalkeepers would start over her. No, I think Yamashita's a capable keeper, but I don't think she's anywhere near Keating's level. So that one surprises me.
I just don't understand that from City's perspective, because I think that Keating's a better goalkeeper right now.
Yeah.
I think she's going to be a better goalkeeper in the future. And I think by rotating her, you risk losing her.
It's so bizarre.
I know she's got a long-term contract at Manchester City, but if she's not starting every game, if she's not the first name on the team sheet in terms of the starting very important goalkeeper, is she not going to look at moves away?
That's my thing. Is I'd love to ask Gareth Taylor why, because I don't get what he saw last year that he felt he needed to go get another goalkeeper and start her over Keating.
I can see why they needed a goalkeeper because Roebuck left. I don't see why you would go and get a starter.
Yeah, it's completely bizarre.
And I thought Yamashita would come in as a backup. Whether it's that they've brought Yamashita in, the only way they could do that was to promise her starting minutes, I'm not sure. But then why bring her in? Because I think Keating's a better option. I thought that if you look at the second goal for Arsenal last week, Yamashita should deal with that.
Yeah.
I mean, even the one where it's one-on-one, she never looked comfortable in that position. But the second goal, where Rosa Kafaji takes down the left-hand side and hits the post, if Yamashita just saves that, it stops it rebounding off the post and into Beth Mead's path. And that is a shot she should be saving.
Yeah.
So I think that I've still got some doubts there. For Gino, it looks like a talented player, an exciting young player, but when you've got Mary Fowler and Chloe Kelly sat on the bench, it feels like a waste to be giving Firgino the priority there.
I think, with Fowler and Kelly, I think Fowler is a brilliant player. For me, she should be starting over, and Fowler's form at the end of last season was absolutely brilliant. For Kelly, yes, she had a poor start. She had a poor end to last season, and we didn't see the Chloe Kelly that we're used to. But she looked brilliant midweek against Paris FC. You'd think you'd start her again because you want her to keep that momentum. But she has a really good performance. You drop her there again, she gains nothing from that. She played well, but clearly it doesn't mean anything when Firgino hasn't got off to a great start. I find it bizarre that Taylor's squad selection. I really do. I don't think you can bench Fowler and Kelly. I just think you can.
It feels like it's all geared towards building the fact that they've got these young players and they're starting them and then they're trying to build for the future and build up a squad. But what I don't understand is that this is the year, Taylor. This is the year where Chelsea are vulnerable, where there's a bit of unknown, where you can potentially take advantage and win the title, make yourself the favourites in the WSL, the team in the WSL. And yet they seem to be prioritising younger players, they seem to be prioritising the future. I don't understand that from a City perspective. This is their chance. They have to take it. That's what I just don't get. But yeah, either way, it's going to be very interesting to see how they play today. I think that regardless of how inept they looked in attacking areas against Arsenal, I think against Brighton they will have more joy up against a three-back. Obviously, we expect those wing-backs will be a little more defensively minded against this Manchester City team. And in Ola Lagers and Patterson, you have got really good wing-backs. So that could be very different to how I suggest. But I think that with the quality City have in wide areas and the quality in midfield, it's a very attacking midfield, they should have the advantage. However, if Brighton are as good as they looked against Everton, if they do play with that quality, they will go through City's midfield like a hot knife through butter. Because City don't have a midfield this year. It is just Yui Hasegawa. Miedema's a striker and Park's a winger. They can both play attacking midfielder, don't get me wrong. But the two of them playing together just means you have no defence. You have no midfield. Hasegawa was in there by herself. We saw that against Arsenal. Arsenal carved through them, and with a bit more clinicality, Arsenal, I think, could have scored 5-6 goals. So I think there's still work for City to do to find balance in midfield.
These kind of games, I mean, I know they lost to Brighton last year, but this similar opposition last year, City managed to beat them through playing well, but also they've got the individual quality. We know today, and City might win today once again because they've got a stronger side than Brighton. The worry is now, I feel that Brighton have the ability to play better football, which then that can nullify your individual quality. If the other team play better football than you, it doesn't matter what footballers you have. City have got to get it right today. They really struggled to play just play football against Arsenal.
Yeah.
And whether it'll be easier today against Brighton, we're going to find out. But I definitely think you're right with the midfield, because I love the Brighton midfield. I think it's really well balanced. Kirby and Lasada in there, kind of work well, and City have got to be careful.
I had doubts about it because Vicky Lasada's a fantastic defensive midfielder, but Kirby isn't traditionally a more defensively minded player. However, it's clear that what they've been working on is turning Kirby into more of a playmaking type role, where she's not playing as an attack midfielder or a striker. So they've definitely moved her deeper this season. But she can thrive in that role, and because she is a great creative player, and her range of passing is top notch. So if she can pick out players like Olis Largis, like Pattinson, and obviously any of the front three when they push forwards, I think that's a really dangerous prospect. So Brighton look really good against Everton. We'll see how they look today, because I think that'll be a much bigger test, a much bigger tell as to where they are at. But it's certainly a positive sign. Yeah,
definitely, and I love the fact that they're dropping Kirby deeper, because. And you see it quite often, because even though she's lost a yard of pace, but she's still a very, very good footballer. So in order to use her talents, but to not get caught out, dropping her deeper is the way to go, and it's going to work.
Yeah, well, it worked in Matchweek 1, it worked in Matchweek 2. We're about to find out the players making their way onto the field now. So let's get into some predictions then. If you're watching along, get involved in the live chat and tell us your prediction. But I'm going to start here in the studio with you, Harry. What is your prediction for today's game?
I'm going to go City. I just think they've got the quality to win today, and I do think that they will have more opportunities to get the ball down, to play their football, and to catch Brighton out at times. So I think it'll be a close game, though. I'll go 2-1 Man City. I definitely don't think it'll be easy. I think City will open the scoring through... I'll go Lauren Hemp. Then it'll be a response from Brighton through Kiko Seike. I'm expecting her to keep up this goal-scoring form of hers. And then it'll be a City winner from Kelly off the bench.
Fair enough. I'm torn. This is a mental game to try and predict, because I'm torn between 1-1 and 3-0 City. That's why it makes this game so difficult, because if Brighton bring their A game and City don't improve from last week, I think Brighton will draw or win this match.
Yeah.
But if City show the quality they should possess, I think they'll win, and I think they will do that today. So I'm going to say Manchester City 3, Brighton 0. I think it'll be 2 goals from Khadija Shaw to make me regret not bringing her into my fantasy WSL team. And I'm going to say Mary Fowler from the bench as well. But I think it'll be an all-round much better Manchester City performance this week.
Yeah, definitely. I think they need to. They need to. Even though I think if they don't raise their performance, they can still win today. It's more about a statement. If they go out there and they play Brighton off the park and they play really good football, then suddenly we go, okay, Man City are back. Man City are going to be up there once again, because they're still a very, very good team. But if they don't, if Brighton make it difficult for them, then suddenly we're going to have even more questions of this City side.
Yeah, definitely. So a few messages in chat. Just one saying, hi Jack and Harry, Brighton have been good so far, but I think City will win 2-0. I think that's a fair prediction, Chelsea fan. Ryder saying, I think the drama of Roebuck last year shows Taylor sometimes has reasons we don't understand until later. I still don't understand the Roebuck one, though. I like everything about that decision. No idea what happened there. And Guy says, I would bet that Vidosic would give his 2 teeth to have Mary Fowler in his squad. Fowler will be excellent, of course, for Brighton. What a fantastic player. I'm just surprised that she's not involved more for Manchester City. We saw in the run-in last season when Khadija Shaw out injured how quality she can be.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we don't see her involved more often.
Yeah, definitely. Agreed. I think she's a brilliant player. And clearly she's up to the level. And I really don't get it. And Fagino could play really well today. And then that will prove Taylor's decision to be right. But even if she does play well, we still know how good the likes of Kelly and Fowler are going to be. So it's a hard one. It's a hard one. Will it be the right decision? Who knows?
Yeah, fair enough. Gary predicts City 2-1. Rob asks, predictions for the Ipswich game, Jack. I will say 2-1 Villa. I think Ipswich will score first half, then Villa will bring it back. And Leo says Virginio's a good prospect, but Kelly should start. I agree. Yeah. Kelly or Fowler. I think Virginio's got a very high ceiling, But right now, if City want to compete for the WSL, she's not the player that should be starting in this team.
Yeah,
for me.
Agreed.
I think, there is talent there. It just feels that City are preparing. They're always preparing to make a title fight like next year.
Yeah.
They seem to always be bringing through young players going, well, next year will be our year. There is an opportunity this year for City to go and win the title. There is an opportunity to overtake Chelsea. And they've got to realise that, and they've got to take it if they want to be champions.
Yeah, no, exactly. They've got to go for it. They cannot afford to
I think the pressure's on Taylor this year. They didn't win anything last season in a year where they were very competitive.
Yeah, exactly.
And we do see both sets of players take a knee in a stand against all forms of discrimination as we prepare to get underway here. The referee blows a whistle, checks the goalkeepers are good to start, and it will be Brighton to get us underway here at the Joey Stadium. Just waiting for the referee's whistle. Bremer knocks the ball back, and we're underway here in Manchester. Manchester City versus Brighton in the Matchweek 2 of the 24-25 WSL season. Instantly, we're seeing Brighton with a positive outlook. Seike trying to come down the right-hand side. Ball won back in there, though, by Lazelle, and City can settle into possession. So instantly, we're seeing, quite interestingly, Seike playing on the right-hand side, Bremer through the middle, almost as a false nine type role, and then Villa on the left-hand side, which is interesting because I think they're three players who aren't playing their natural positions, but they work in this system.
Yeah.
Villa tends to be more of a right winger, Seike more of a forward, Bremer more of a left winger, but they can all play anywhere across that front line.
Yeah.
I think Bremer dropping in and linking up has proved last week to be very good.
Yeah. And I think that's the statement from Brighton is that it's more of the same. Just keep doing, just keep repeating what they did the other week.
Yeah, John Abax asks, where can I watch the game? If you're in the UK, it is currently on BBC Two, I believe. And if you're outside the UK, then it'll be on the broadcast channel. This is a broadcast pick, so it's not on YouTube unless you are outside of the territories where there are broadcasters in the WSL. So, yeah. And if you can't find a way to watch the game, then you are more than welcome to join us for it. It's City in possession now. Greenwood. Direct ball into Khadija Shaw. Good touch. Karabai does really well to win that ball back in there quickly. Strong challenge from Lasada. And that is an even stronger one from Miedemar, who has drawn a foul. And what attention turns to Khadija Shaw, who's still down after Karabali's forceful challenge.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a very, very interesting battle to date between Karabali and Shaw.
But this is what she's got to do. Because if you give Shaw even an inch to work with, she will take it a mile.
Yeah. And it's just using her physicality. I mean, it probably is a foul, to be honest.
Yeah, she doesn't really get the ball.
No. And then Lasada ends up getting tripped up. So Brighton working that one out quite nicely. But Shaw definitely going to be feeling a few lumps from Karabali today, I'm sure.
Yeah, indeed. And Brighton now will look to move this ball forward. Karabali finds Lasada into Pattinson, back to Villa. Now Pattinson. Nice work down the left-hand side here from Brighton. Can they deliver the ball? Pattinson puts it in there. Cleared away well by Alexandri. Now they'll look to play out for Gino, getting penned into her own corner here. Pattinson puts pressure on Kasparai. City play out of that really well. For Gino carrying down the right-hand side. Good challenge from Villa. Stops the City attack.
Yeah, Brighton showing that when they get those combinations going, they are a very, very good football team. And again, it's good. They're getting the ball down. They're playing football, and that sometimes catches the big teams by surprise.
Yeah, indeed. Yuri Hasegawa moves it left, looking to open up the pitch. Good challenge in there from Forrest-Dottir, who'd gone forwards to try and attack Bremer, and that is good from Greenwood to stop that attack. Going to fall to Forrest-Dottir now. Brighton very high in City's half. You've got to admire their dedication to playing very attacking football. Pattinson holds off for Gino, finds Karabali back to Pattinson. They're making the pitch wide here, Brighton. Karabali continues up the line. Now towards Villa. Alexandri trying to get this back to Yamashita. Is not going to have the legs on it. Does get away with it though. Use her body really well to shield the ball and turn out of trouble. But we're just seeing at the moment, Brighton are very aggressive, very direct. They're getting even their centre halves are overlapping the wing backs at times, which is really interesting to watch. But they look dangerous.
Yeah, definitely. And they're playing some good stuff there. And Alexandri did well to recover that because she initially tried to let it run, didn't work, and then it was. That is a foul from Lasada, and Shaw again is not being given any room to work with whatsoever.
No, we don't expect her to be.
But I think Brighton have got a game plan, and they're gonna stick to it. They've got a way of playing now, so even when they go up against the big sides, they're not going to drop the level. They're not going to try and play differently.
Yeah, out of possession, it looks more like a 4-3-3. So I'm just wondering if they've changed shape a little bit today.
Potentially.
Feels more like Olis Lagers is playing in midfield and Pattinson at left back. Yeah. Then when they get forward, Olis Lagers makes the width on the right hand side, or Seike does, and Pattinson makes the width on the left hand side. Because that's Olis Lagers there on this left hand side getting involved in possession. Miedemar, Fagino, City looking to do something. Jess Park back to Fagino. Nice from Fagino to wriggle out of trouble there against Maya Alexandri. Here's Fagino. Can she deliver this ball? Up against Pattinson. Going to look to take her on here. Great defending from Pattinson. Stands her ground and knocks out for a corner.
Yeah, good defending, and that's what it needs to be from Brighton. It's got to be no nonsense, very, strong defending, and it has been so far. But you have to keep that up against Man City.
Park, Hasegawa, back up wide to Fagino. Fagino knocks it down the line. Jess Park looking to make something happen here. Cuts it back. It's going to fall on the edge of the area for Kasparai. Back to Hasegawa now. She's forced back. I thought I was about to see Yamashita appear on the halfway line.
Well, that was the other thing with Yamashita against Arsenal was the positioning. Well, when in play, it's brave.
About halfway in her own half here. Alexandri. Now Kasparai. Tries to go down the line into Fagino, but it's one back in there by Poppy Pattinson. And Fagino, quick to apply the pressure, comes off her and out for a throw. But yeah, interesting first 5 minutes then. Brighton at the moment answering questions that City are asking of them. But the question now will be, as City continue to probe and continue to come at Brighton, can they handle that? Can they resist that pressure?
Yeah.
That's going to be the big question. Maya does well to win that off for Gino. Not a lot of space for them to play out here. Uses Olis Lagers back to Karabali. Karabali's going to play a ball across her back line. That is criminal as it finds Lauren Hemp on the edge of the box. Miedemar, Hasegawa. Can they make something happen here? City, they are being forced back. That was criminal though from Karabali. Yeah. Hospital ball into the middle of the pitch. Chance for City now. Lazelle knocks it in there, headed away by Thoris Dottir, and crucially so, because incoming was Khadija Shaw. Villamar tries to take it down the left-hand side. That's not going to come off. Tries to go back to Lasada. It's intercepted, but Karabali clears. End-to-end football at the moment, and that is a poor pass from Park, and that relieves the pressure on Brighton.
Yeah, bit of a let-off there for Brighton. That whole move coming from Karabali's very risky clearance. And, I mean, she'll be very happy that she's got away with that.
Yeah. Ball up in the air. Hasegawa bringing it down. Bremer puts the pressure on. Hasegawa manages to knock it back to Alexandri, though. Now Yamashita. Greenwood. Gives it across to Leah Alexandri. Here's Fagino, bit of space for her to work with here, Fagino. And she'll look to take Pattinson on here. Park. Kasper. It feels like Kasper's got to get higher there and quicker.
Yeah.
If she sprints to overlap Fagino, then City have an overload on the right hand side, but she's just too laboured.
Yeah.
Getting up the pitch. Greenwood here under pressure, and Kiko Seike does manage to get back to Yamashita. It just feels like City are relying on Yamashita to get themselves out of trouble in possession way too often. I mean, it's fine. You can use your goalkeeper in possession, but it just feels like they keep putting themselves in sticky situations, then just smashing it back to Yamashita and being able to play out of it.
Yeah.
But Brighton at the moment doing really well just to pin them back into areas where they're not comfortable. Alexandri. It's not happy with any of the passing options here. Alexandri will now try and play a cross-field pass, and that will carry over to Lauren Hemp, but instantly Ko puts the pressure on. Hemp will try and drive inside. Back to Alexandri. City are progressing up the field, though. That's a great challenge from Poppy Pattinson. Great interception. Now can try and attack the touchline. Again, doesn't back herself to get past Fagino, and Brighton go backwards. Karabali. Now Bagley. Lasada, Karabali. Not bad football from Brighton. Now Karabali, that's got to be released sooner, you think. She's been put under pressure by Fagino there. And that's a great pass to play out of it to Villamaya, who takes it in her stride. Lasada, nice turn. And then that's a poor pass. She just put too much on that to Forrest Dottir. And here comes City. Kirby jostling with Hasegawa, ball down the line, finds Hemp. Nice touch and turn. Forrest Dottier drags her down. Free kick for City. Brighton are putting themselves under unnecessary pressure at the moment by just misplacing or mistiming those passes. Too often, they're in a bit of a rush to get out, a bit of a rush to play out, and they end up conceding possession.
Yeah, I like the fact that their link-up play has definitely improved, but now what needs to improve is just the quality of passing and the quality of the players. But this is really sharp from Hemp. She just runs across Forrest Dotter and Kirby, and one of them was going to bring her down, and it ended up being the centre half. Yeah, it's brilliant. She just darts inside, and that change of pace just catches both of the Brighton players out, drawing the foul.
Yeah, I mean, there's no need either to grab her. It felt like Hemp pushed the ball away from her too much. I think she would have found herself in a tough position. Virginia's going to put that ball into the box, then Shaw heads it down, but it's not headed goalwards, and Brighton can clear that away. And Kirby, the first player in the press here, but Alexandri under no pressure as she knocks it to Kasparai. Here's Hemp. Kasparai. Johnny says, who believes that Cole Palmer is the best player in the Premier League? I very much do at the moment. Greenwood. I'd certainly say the most complete player. Alexandri. Back to Yamashita. Now Greenwood.
City just happy just to slow things down, I think, because, I mean, Brighton play it very quickly. They move the ball very sharply. And I think City are just happy to take a minute and try and just get themselves on the ball, get control in this match.
The tempo of this game is absolutely electric. Yeah, it's just zipping from side to side. Because you've got two sides that are really good on the ball, but are both very direct in how they want to play. So it's just going so quickly from one end to the other.
Yeah.
But it does feel like City's rest defence is still a little bit open.
Yeah.
I think if Brighton can successfully play through, because at times they're a bit too slow or misplacing it, if they can successfully play through, there is space there to exploit. Pattinson. Bramer holds it up well. Now tries to bring Kirby into play, but it's just slightly behind Kirby.
Fagino's already swapped with Hemp, which is interesting. That change.
She seems more effective over there.
Yeah.
Already. Alexandri finds Park. We saw them swap around against Arsenal. Hemp goes down the line. Park has space to exploit. Can she make something happen here? Ball into the box. Headed away by Karabali. Going to drop for Lauren Hemp now. Takes aim through the legs of Karabali, but claimed by Bagley.
Yeah, that you don't get away with, Khadija Shaw winning headers like that, and then the ball, letting the ball fall to Lauren Hemp on the edge and letting her strike it on the volley. But Brighton did enough just to get a body in front of it.
Almost repeating what Jess Park managed against Arsenal at the Emirates last weekend. Bergs Vans, that is brilliant from Brighton to play out of their own penalty area.
Really
They're
good.
So brave in possession, but the reward is very much alive here as Brighton come forwards on the counter-charge. Ball across to Seike, slightly overhit. Will be kept alive by Kirby. Brighton have numbers forward here. Can they make something happen? Frank Kirby tries to come inside. Will let off to Pattinson. Just on her weak foot. Forrest Dottier, a rogue effort towards goal. But you see there, Brighton invited the pressure onto themselves, played through it so quickly, so bravely. Pattinson down the left-hand side. The pass, if it had found Kiko Seike, you would bet your bottom dollar that's in the back of the net.
I think the pass, actually, to be honest, could have gone sooner from Pattinson when she won it. And I was... I thought it would have gone sooner. Could have found Seike, but didn't. But overall, it's positive from Brighton. They're moving it quickly and they're causing City issues. Yeah. I'm not sure why Forrest got a shot from there. Wasted the opportunity a little bit, but...
No, if you're going to shoot from there, it's got to be a better effort. Oh, yeah. Lasada plays so well out of there, but then it's Khadija Shaw who reacts quickly and takes the ball off of her. Hemp finds Miedemar. No, it's slightly overhit. Miedemar can't get there. Pattinson plays into trouble, but then Roulette turns out of it. That's one hell of a way to get yourself out of trouble there. Now Karabali. We'll go back now to Bergs fan.
I think you can see across the two games that Vidosic has clearly instilled this level of confidence in Brighton that they can play out, that they can play good football. That was just you didn't see any of this from Brighton last season. They just looked like a much more positive team. Pattinson backs herself against the best striker one of the best strikers in the league to roulette turn out of the danger, and you have to have a lot of confidence to do that. And Karabali again here is doing well to recover it.
Finds Kirby now. So it's quite interesting. It's a 4-3-3 at times, but it also looks like a 3-4-3 when they go forwards. Kirby's almost playing. She's playing as a right central midfielder, but it becomes a right wing back. Because she's not operating, but it's not really right wing back. She's not operating out wide constantly. She's operating in that half space, in the pocket there. It's really interesting to watch. Pattinson's super wide on this side, and then Forrest-Dottir comes inside, but Seike keeps the width out there.
Yeah.
But they definitely look to come down this left-hand side and then look for runners at the back post on the right-hand side. That's where Kiko Seike was so effective last weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brighton's really interesting tactical stuff. VMR looking to put Alexandra under pressure. Hasegawa. Now Kasparai will go back to Leia Alexandri. Now Hasegawa. Kasparai. Park being hounded there. And the ball won back by Brighton. Ollis Lagers finds Kirby. Strong challenge from Greenwood though to prevent anything happening there. And now City can come forwards. Miedemar knocks it wide. Hemp on the ball. Wants to take on Forrest-Dottir. Miedemar teed up nicely for the shot, but she didn't back herself. Kasparai, and that's one back. Ooh. And there's a foul in there on Ollis Lagers. Lazel, I think it's caught in there.
Yeah,
loses possession, ends up catching the oncoming Brighton attacker.
Yeah, lucky to avoid a card if anything, but yeah, just gets caught out and has to commit the foul. Yeah, touch let her down and then trips up.
She's fortunate not to get a yellow card for that.
Oh, 100%.
Via Maya being brought down there.
Carabali
under pressure again, plays out of it. Pattinson, but it's picked up on by Lazel. Looking to make something happen. Finds Miedemar. Back to Lazel. Now Park. Alexandri. Park. Back to Alexandri. We'll go across to Greenwood. Hasegawa. Change the pass with Miedemar. Now goes back to Greenwood. Gary asks who will take the right-hand side corners for City with Fowler and Kelly warming the bench. Interesting question. I mean, we've seen Firmino take a few set pieces now, probably. But they tend to be left-footed. She could take it on the right-hand side and just try and be an in-swinger rather than an out-swinger.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I guess we'll see. If they get a corner, Shaw in the box now, takes same, and it's over the bar.
Yeah, Brighton just were letting City have too much fun in there. Hemp and Shaw just knocking it about between them in Brighton's penalty area, and this is just too easy. You can't let these two play it like they are in the penalty area, and it just sets up too nicely for Shaw. Just manages to get herself a yard of space to get a shot away, and I tell you what, that was not too far away at all.
Yeah, just fan saying next week's games look good. Is this in the WSL? I mean, yeah, obviously. Chelsea facing Manchester United, we still think that may be subject to rearrangement after the Champions League fixtures were announced, which is a mental situation. But that is, and UEFA stubbornness at the moment causing an issue, but that is how it goes sometimes. We just see if they do move that game to Friday night, if they do end up rearranging a lot of fixtures this week, or whether Chelsea have to play on Sunday and then again on Tuesday.
Which would be absurd.
It would be.
But you never know, UEFA likes to do weird things.
Well, to be fair, UEFA, it's now on the FA. UEFA have made their stance very clear.
Exactly, that's the problem.
We're not doing anything.
Their stance is always, we're fine. We are not moving for you.
We're UEFA, do one.
We do what we want.
Yamashita plays it out. Miedemar gets a flick on, going to drop in there for Bergsvand, who finds Kiko Seike, and that's good from Kasparai to win that back quickly. Greenwood goes down the line. Now Hemp looking to carry it forwards. Kasparai overlapping. She'll use Kirsten Kasparai now. No option on the edge of the box. We'll go to Hemp, who can deliver. Shaw takes aim. It's a poor header from Shaw, which is not what we're used to saying. Thought we were going to see the net bulge there.
I think she did as well. That's a lovely ball in from Lauren Hemp. And you'd have expected Khadija Shaw to put that goalward.
Is it Karabalic just has enough to put her off there? That nudge there, just setting her off balance.
She throws herself at her.
Well, that works.
Honestly,
sometimes.
the defending from Karabalic excuse me, has been so
unorthodox, but it's worked.
Yeah, the amount of times she looks like she's going to lose the ball and then suddenly she's running off with it.
Yeah. There's like 3 players on her back, she just turns out of it. And that is a great pass to relieve the pressure there from Karabali. Thoris plays it inside. Lasada now lifting it wide. Pattinson and Akers on this left-hand side. And Brighton have numbers committed forward to this attack.
That's
got to be played there. She goes back instead. Karabali.
Got to back herself. Kirby and Seike both over that
Pattinson's got to go down the line. And Lazell does really well to prevent her from doing that.
And again,
she tries to do it again. And Lazell realises what she's going to do there. Too readable from Pattinson. Good stuff, though, from Naomi Lazell.
Yeah, just got to move it quicker, potentially Pattinson. That first ball had to be one touch. He didn't have time to take a touch and then turn and play it.
Lazell, touch and pass of Greenwood. Here's Hasegawa.
I'm not sure what Greenwood's run is there, but kind of forced, didn't really give Hasegawa anything to use.
Well, it's a bit odd from Greenwood to come rushing across to receive that pass, and then they basically just passed it slowly until she got back into position, which achieved nothing. Firgino flicks on. Karabali will claim that with ease. I don't know why she's tried to do that there, but she's got away with it. She tried to spin on the ball with shot on her back.
Yeah, it's bizarre. But at the moment, she's getting away with it, so it's working.
But I can't see how they do another 70 minutes with Karabali continuously putting them under immense pressure every 3 minutes.
Like that. But luckily, it's bounced off the deflection.
That's lovely to find Olis Lagers. Now Lasada will go back to Karabali. Nice pass into Villamaya. Tries to take on Park. Park intercepts, but it's had a play for Brighton throw.
I think Brighton, City is pressing Brighton really hard, but Brighton are just, they're not fazed by it. No. And they're doing really well just to
and that's Messi from City and Pauline Bremer charging away with the ball now. Options in the box. She's got away from Hasegawa. Yamashita comes out to close the option. Tries to go back to Kirby. Crucial interception from Alexandri. And there's a huge miscommunication. Yamashita she can come and deal with this, and she just doesn't.
She should. All the other alternatives. She shouldn't be going anywhere near. I don't think Bremer is causing enough threat to the goal for Yamashita to come and get this. She's not goalwards. I'm so confused as to why she's come for that.
Greenwood, sorry, that's a crucial.
Bremer is never going to shoot from there and score. So why has she come for it? Like, she doesn't need to come for that at all. Because if Bremer does shoot, it's near post, you just catch it and move on.
Close the near post, yeah.
I don't know why she's come running out at
she's
it.
Got PTSD from the one on Kafaji, and there's a foul in there from Park.
Sure. I'm not sure about that one. Looked like Park and Bremer just both went for the ball and ended up falling over each other.
We'll see.
Brighton are going to get an opportunity now. In a good position.
Yeah, nice area for this set piece. Let's see it again. She does catch her there.
The problem is, what Bremer does is she, although she gets caught, she still lunges for the ball like she's making a tackle.
Yeah.
Which I like, because she's still trying to play the ball.
There's 2 players lunging, and Park caught Bremer slightly, so I can see why it's given.
Opportunity here then for Brighton to put some pressure on City.
Got a bit of height here.
Yeah, definitely.
Danger from these opportunities. And it will be delivered by Vicky Lasada in towards the back post. Shaw, though, rises highest and heads away. Kasparai gets it gone to Hemp. Hemp takes it away from her marker Villamaya and now is driving forwards at pace. She is forced backwards, though, by the recovering Bergsband, and that has killed the City counter-attack. She just stopped dead.
Yeah.
I really don't understand that one. Surely Hemp should just try and take Bergsband on. If she gets past her, Bergsband isn't catching back up.
No.
It's a bit of an odd one, that.
Yeah. But Brighton are putting up a fight here, as we said they would.
Seike with an important tackle in there to win it back now. Bremer.
Not sure what was going on there between Miedemar and Seike, just holding on to each other. Despite the fact the ball was nowhere near them.
Well, Seike won it back, and then Miedemar, I think, thought Seike still had the ball.
Yeah, I don't know.
An odd one. Isabella, welcome to the stream. Long time no see, but welcome back. Saying, hey guys, I just started watching. How's the game been so far? It's been an interesting one. Brighton have been very brave in possession, but they've matched City so far. They've not looked like the worst team. It's still not 100% from Manchester City just yet. Villamaya, tidy footwork in there. Karabali has been caught. She's holding her face, but the referee... Well, she's up now, so she's fine. Villamaya plays it in behind. I think Karabali's on here. She is. Chance for Brighton. Ball in. Bramer can't quite
She's
meet
caught
it,
it.
but it's... Yeah. She's met it with her hand instead.
Goes to the header, misses it. Don't know why she's gone for a header with her arms up. I've never seen anyone...
Superman pose.
Unless they were head the ball like this. Lovely ball through to Karabarli,
It
who
was offside.
looked just off, but it wasn't given.
No.
And the ball put in, and Bremer goes to the header and punches it instead.
I want to see that more zoomed in. I can't see
She did have
how...
it.
Yeah, no, I know, but I can't see how she's managed
She's
that.
jumped with her arm.
But it's
up.
her left arm's down.
Yeah, so she's...
why... How is she jumping like this?
I don't know. That was a very avoidable... Because if she misses that, that could have fell to Seike.
Yeah, it would have fallen to Seike.
Instead, she misses it and then just... I don't know what the plan was there.
Here's Lazelle carrying it down this right-hand side. Finds Virginia down the line, back to Park, back down the line to Virginia. Holds off Pattinson.
Yeah,
that is...
silly. That's silly.
It's a bit of a weird one. I didn't know that was a whole load of contact there. Virginia...
She's grabbed her arm and just pulled her. But I don't know why she's done that, because Virginia's going nowhere. The ball goes down the line here. That's a great angle. Loved it. Well done. Could just once she got hold of her arm, she doesn't need to hold her arm.
But when Virginia actually... it's a dive.
No. Yeah.
When Virginia actually goes down, Patterson's not even touching her. So I can see why she's gone down like that, but yeah. Gary says, I don't believe the game is anything yet, but the second half may improve. No, but I think that's a positive statement for Brighton.
Yeah.
Because you would expect on 25 minutes that City would be the team in control or would have scored by now, but Brighton have matched them so far. Karabarli heads it away. Here's Kirby, who will knock it on. There's no one up there for Brighton, though. So that's going to go to Vidicic.
But, I mean... A City free kick has ended up with a throw in their own half. Yeah. I always have my question about why Taylor's doesn't like... He's not a touchline manager, is he? Gareth Taylor.
No, you don't often see him up there. His assistant stood on there today. I don't know if Taylor's just not feeling it or what, but it's interesting to see. It's not unheard of. A lot of managers will delegate that role to their assistant.
Yeah. He might not be a shouter, but it doesn't mean he's not a good manager.
Indeed. Hemp carrying the ball forwards here for Manchester City. Can she make an opportunity? It's blocked by Forrest Dottir, going to fall for Miedemar. Taken off her by Lasada and smashed away by Forrest Dottir. And Brighton will get a momentary respite. Hashime, welcome to the stream, saying, I just logged on. Is the game live anywhere whilst I listen to you guys? It is. If you are in the UK, it's on BBC Two. If you're outside the UK, then unfortunately I'm not sure. But it's on YouTube for some countries, so it's worth looking on the WSL channel. But in a lot of countries, it isn't. Hemp, that's a lovely give and go with Kasparai. Can she make an opportunity here? Kirsten Kasparai cuts it back to Shaw. He has to turn away from goal there to just try and control it. And as you say, it's cleared away. Seike competing for the ball. Falls for Hemp now. Delivery into the box. Shaw brings it down, but it's away from her body and Lasada will play it out. Forrest Dottir. Poor pass. Falls to Lazelle. Here's Asagawa. Now for Gino. Goes down the line. Lazelle fighting for it. One back in there, though, by Villamaya. I've been impressed by Villamaya because I thought coming into WSL, when she's been in Liga Ref, where it is a little easier, to be honest. It's less combative, less aggressive.
Yeah.
But she's shown to be a real fighter out there. So
Yeah,
I commend that so far in Bruna Villamaya.
And Brighton are doing well at the moment because this is the first period of sustained pressure from City. Karabarli cuts out that pass, but Brighton are just hanging in there now. City are really cranking it out.
Can she make something happen? Ball into the box, and that's cleared away by Frank Kirby. Lazelle. Isabel says, to be fair, Brighton have made some pretty good signings. I think they'll be surprisingly good. I think they've made some good signings. I think that actually the best sign that a lot of people are underrating is Dario Vidicic, because they look tactically really good. Don't get me wrong, I think Seike's a good player, but is she going to score a hat-trick every week? Probably not. But the position she's getting in, because of how this tactic sets up, is really good for her to score, and that's an effort from range from Miedemar. No issue for Bagley.
Well, that's the thing. You look at Seike, you look at Villamaya, looks very, very talented. We know how good Fran Kirby is. I think, defensively, and then again, down to, system-wise, defensively, they look more solid.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's the thing, is players like Karabarli, who came in last season, didn't look comfortable, to be honest, for the majority of the campaign, but this season just looks much more confident in defensively. And I think you can probably say that for every Brighton defender.
Yeah, Gareth saying, is Paris on the field for Brighton? No. And that's the other thing that we've got to remember. Nikita Paris hasn't even played for them.
Yeah.
And you've got to think that adds a whole new dimension to her attack.
I mean, she was United's top goal scorer last season. And
United's only goal scorer.
Yeah. And that,
no one else scored any goals for United.
That shows, though, she can still score a decent amount of goals at the top of the game for the top teams. And again,
now she's in a better team.
It's Fran Kirby.
She's upgraded.
Exactly. Fran Kirby she's left Chelsea, but that's not because she wasn't good enough. That's just because, I mean, realistically,
she's not world class anymore.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's not that she's not good enough to play at this level. It's that it's not good enough to play at Chelsea's level. Chelsea's level, they're looking to win trophies. I don't think Fran Kirby's that player anymore, but she can definitely, push Brighton out of the OSL.
Yeah, definitely. Cheryl was saying, guys, remember Brighton got a really new team with quality players. All these players were world class. I'm not sure they're world class, but they have got some really good players. Effort from range, and well, that was a very difficult save for Yamashita.
Yeah, Fran Kirby, it's an all right effort. It's straight at the goalkeeper, which, I mean, she not wanted to do.
Yeah, she would have wanted to make that more difficult, but getting a shot away, giving Yamashita something to think about.
Yeah, it's not much. She could have gone closer, to be honest. I think she had.
There's another touch in there potentially, yeah.
And suddenly you're a few yards closer to the goal, and you're gonna get a better shot away.
If she gets a bit more curve on it, sends it to the right, there's a very good chance that goes in the back of the net.
Yeah,
that would have been very difficult, say, for Yamashita to pull off. And quite frankly, I've not been impressed by Yamashita in the first 2 game weeks.
No,
but I guess we'll see. To be fair, not many teams have just had a shot from range, because Arsenal refuse to shoot unless it's in the 6-yard box. And we've not really seen Brighton have shots yet. They've come forward and not really had too many shots. So we've not seen Yamashita tested to that extent. But yeah, it's she doesn't instill confidence in me, I'll put it that way.
I mean, I don't really know how she starts over Keating, but I think it'll be...
I think in possession she's better than Keating, but I just don't know if that's enough to warrant her. Because I think there's such a downgrade in shot stopping. I don't think there's that huge a downgrade in possession stuff. Via takes it past Alexandra. She's just too wide though to have a shot. Puts it into the box. Kasparov puts it back towards Via, who was still on the ground though.
So Alexandra does well there. She doesn't win the ball back. She gets a little touch on it, which just took Via wider than she wanted to be. Yeah,
because she easily could have committed a foul there.
Yeah, and for some reason, Fagino's let that ball run, and her teammates are frustrated because she let it run, not realising it's a corner.
Yeah. Sharon says, I say was world class, look on the names. True. Kirby was a world class player at one point. I think Nikita Paris, probably never world class, but was a top player. Yeah. Other than that, Forrest Dotter, you could argue, was not world class, but was a very good player. But they've got a lot of exciting young players as well. I think Bruna Villamayor is a top talent. I was stunned when they brought her in. I think Michelle Aguiman could be someone that would be very interesting. And that, almost directly in from the corner. Did it even come in?
I don't know. Landed on the roof of the net.
By the way, that will be a goal kick.
Yeah, I mean, made the net rip. Will caught me out. But not a bad corner. Did it come on?
There was players on Yamashita. I think that's what she was complaining about.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. If it had gone in, then I don't think she could have had too much to complain about.
Yeah,
but Brighton
potentially complaining more at her defence there for allowing that, because they've got to be, they've got to get players between their Brighton attackers and the goalkeeper there. Here's Park. Fagino back towards Jess Park. Park tries to go round Pattinson.
She's just blocked her off.
It is another one. Pattinson's had a few now where it's just... I don't know if it's entirely her fault, but she's picked up a yellow card for it.
I think it's just, trait... I don't know where it's...
The first one definitely wasn't. Fagino just sat down.
She puts herself in that position by grabbing her arm. It's just the flailing arms, and then I think like this one with Park here. Yeah, it's just that flaming. It just blocks her off. She doesn't need to put her arm out there.
True.
Just puts her arm. Just puts her arm across her body and just stops her running. Like there's not. I don't think there's too much in there for Park to go down, but she doesn't need to do. It's just you're putting yourself in a bad position there. Because she's had a good game. When she's in possession, when she's got the ball, she's done well, and defensively she's done all right. Just getting caught out a few times.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brighton have played quite well, and I think it's a similar message to the Chelsea Villa game, where for Villa to get a result would have been brilliant, but the main thing was the performance proved that they have improved.
That's brilliant from Pattinson there, reacting. Here's Kirby, plays it through, has a guy with a crucial interception.
I think Kirby's got to go alone. Again, there was
There's
space
so much
for him
space.
to-
If she takes aim from that sort of range, it looks very dangerous. Alexandri twisting and turning out of trouble. Lovely link up with Park. Big challenge though from Lasada. And now Karabali wins it back.
But,
Back.
as I was saying, for Villa, it was more about the performance against Chelsea than the result. And same here for me. Like, if Brighton were to get something from this game, fantastic. But even if they do end up losing today, if they keep playing the way they are, I think the performance will prove more than would prove a lot.
Maya back to Pattinson. Lovely link up on this left-hand side. She's then slipped over and ended up on top of the ball. She's still fighting for it. Lazelle wins it back. That's unfortunate there for Pattinson because she's done everything right and then just fallen over the ball.
And not even falling on it the right way. If you fall over on top of it, you can just get back up and play. In fact, if you should have landed on it with landed her back on it.
Just sat on the ball.
You can't do anything in that position.
Yeah. Kasparai under pressure from Frank Kirby. Does manage to squeeze it down the line into Hemp, who will turn inside. Kasparai made the run beyond. If she can pick her out, she'll go right instead into Fagino, who has just not brought that down there.
I think, as well as I don't think there's much wrong with that ball from Hemp.
No.
I think Fagino just doesn't read it.
Yeah.
But here, Kirby's got to go alone. She has to go alone there.
Or a little chip pass.
Yeah.
A little chip pass because Hasegawa is not the tallest.
Yeah. But, I mean, either way, that's a huge interception from Hasegawa.
Yeah, if not Kiko Seike,
and
the current top scorer in WSL, is running through.
About Seike scores.
Yes.
But, I mean, she's probably the one player that hasn't really got involved. But again, she is that kind of player where if you get her chances, she will take them. The problem is she hasn't really been given anything to work with. Brighton have played well, but in terms of Seiko getting involved, we haven't seen too much.
Yeah. Here's Yamashita. And that might get picked off in there by Kiko Seike. It is one back in there well. Miedemar. Here's Lasada. And that's a poor pass forwards. But it is one back in high up the pitch by Brighton. Kirby. Chance now for Olis Lagers. Gives it to Bremer. It's taking a big deflection out for a corner. There's about 3 players on the floor here. So we need to get everyone standing upright again before the corner. But Brighton almost just pushing their way through the City back line.
They're just because Lasada just keeps running around and just really just causing issues for people. And Alexandri, it's a good block.
They're clutching her knee. 2 players on the floor behind her. Because it was Greenwood and Kasparai both threw themselves around to try and stop it. Chaos.
And Alexander just gets caught by Bremer's boot as Bremer, is to follow through from the shot. There's nothing in it, and it is a Brighton corner. But City are just struggling a little bit, I feel, defensively.
Hayslip. There's no way this is a corner where it was Hayslip. That's either a free kick or a penalty. I'm not sure which. Chance now for Olis Lagers. And Brighton, with height in the box, going to whip it in there. Khadija Shaw heads it away. But Kirby will react quicker than Fagino. She needs some support up here, Frank Kirby. Pattinson, Karabali. Nice football. Can she cross the ball? She's showing off today. There's a Cruyff turn in there from Karabali. Pattinson, back to Karabali. It goes in the box now. Up in there for Yamashita to deal with. And Khadija Shaw challenging her own goalkeeper there.
Again, just need to talk in their City, but Brighton, they'll be frustrated that ball wasn't really aimed at anyone, and it was a bit of a waste. But again, it's more about the pressure they're putting on City. It's more about the way they're performing in this first 37 minutes that very, very positive.
Yeah, Gary says it sounds like Brighton are teaching City how it's done. Yeah, well, they are playing very well at the moment. Isabella says, despite the scoreline, the occasional chaos in the way Brighton plays is so entertaining. Well, especially against top sides, because a lot of the top sides will strive for control in football. Control is brilliant because it means you dictate the tempo. It means you can decide when you're coming forwards and when you're defending. It means that you're solid at the back. But by bringing chaos, it makes it very difficult for a top side to achieve that because the game is just unreadable at times.
Yeah.
And it can benefit smaller sides in that way. Obviously, it leaves you more prone to conceding.
Yeah.
But I'd argue often smaller sides are just as prone if the big team's dictating the game, controlling the game. So bringing in that chaos, making City think and panic, and we just saw there in their own penalty area, the ball bouncing around, so difficult to deal with. think just by implementing that chaos, it can be very difficult for City to.
And it also goes from doing something different. You look at Villa against Chelsea. They were doing with Thomas and Darley. They were mixing it up.
Today they were doing what Arsenal should be doing with Caldente and McCabe. Instead, Caldente plays as a left back.
Today with Brighton, we're watching Karabarli bombing on down the wing from left centre half and getting balls in the box. And it does help that she keeps doing roulette turns and Cruyff spin or whatever. A whole box of tricks.
I was going to say it helps. She's learned how to do the skill moves on FIFA.
She's just flicking the stick
what she's doing, but
happens.
she's getting high up the pitch. Here is Miedemar. Hemp. Looking to take on Forrest Dotter here. Looks to cut inside. Good chance from Lasada. It's going to fall to Miedemar. City are too predictable at times as well. Miedemar coming forwards. Nice work to wriggle through the defence, but then she runs out of road.
Yeah, there's a couple let-offs there in there for Brighton. I think the tackle on Miedemar here is a little bit rogue. It's not a foul, but it's not enough.
The problem is because they're stabbing in.
Just fly.
If CK connects with Miedemar,
and it's this one that just sends her wide, but that is risky.
Miedemar should almost keep running and firm.
Yeah, because that is a penalty.
It's a penalty.
There was two in there where Brighton just stabbed at her and didn't really get anything on it and probably got a little bit lucky.
Yeah, because if Miedemar lets the contact happen, that is a penalty.
Oh yeah, Stonewall.
Gino. Park. Plays it over the top. Great ball into Shaw. Shaw bearing in on goal. Makes the room for herself. Rounds the keeper. Almost falls over. Huge block. Park on the rebound over the bar.
I think there's a lot of questions here. I think, again, if Shaw goes... I love the fact that Shaw tries to get a shot away, but if she goes down, it's a Stonewall penalty. Brighton get away. It's a brilliant pass. Little dink pass from Park. Shaw's in behind.
Fantastic.
And then it's just here she cuts back from Karabarli. That's a penalty if she goes down.
But she doesn't need to round the goalkeeper there, Shaw.
No.
She's just trying to get a two-perfect opportunity. This is really good. Then release it. Yeah. Rounds her. And that pulls her into a bad position. Bergsvan manages to get in front. Sorry, Park gets in front of it, and then
Park skies it, but she does the right thing because she's got to go over the tackle, but over the person on the line. But she's never going to find the top corner for it. That's a let-off for Brighton.
I think there'll be a deep exhalation of relief on the Brighton substitutes.
There's a couple now.
And Brighton coming forwards now, though, as they look to bring it the other way.
Switch has got to happen again.
Hansen to Bremer. Competing over here, though, is Pauline Bremer. She gets around Greenwood. She's still going into the penalty area, flicks it towards the back post. It's headed down, going to fall for Villamaya, who wins it. Seike! And there's a foul in there. This game is just pinball end to end football.
I think both sides again. That's a let. Brighton had a few let-offs in the last few minutes, and that's a let-off for Man City because once again Bremer does brilliantly. Greenwood gets beaten on his head, and I don't think that's a foul from Villamaya.
Anything's the other way.
Yeah, I don't think there's much wrong with that. And then Seike would have won a corner.
Yeah. But Bremer, this is excellent to get around Greenwood. Greenwood's got to deal with that terrible header from Kasper into a dangerous area.
Problem is,
Alexandri, lucky that's given
Kasper does the right and wrong thing. She has to head that, if not it falls to Kirby at the back post for an easy goal. But she's got to head that for a corner.
To flick it on.
That has to go out.
over Kirby's head.
Or just anywhere that isn't in the penalty spot.
Don't head it down on coming forward.
No. But yeah, Brighton got away with a couple. City got away with one there. This game is very open. We've only got a few minutes left in the first half. It's a shame. I want this half to go on forever.
Yeah, can we just get 5 minutes additional time and take them off the second half?
Yeah, because at half time, City will shore up. City will try and do something that will give them control. And probably, but this is brilliant. This is box office Barclays.
Can we just play an hour, then have a half time?
Yeah.
Because this is fantastic.
And then we'll play half an hour.
Yeah, exactly. Lazel. Back to Alexandri. Yamashita.
And for a game that's had no goals, there's so much to talk about. It's been very, very exciting. And we could still get a goal at the end of this half. That would top the half off. That really would. I'm not sure what City are doing at the moment. And they've been caught.
Here's Pauline Bremer. Finds Frank Kirby in a great position. Has to be a better shot from Kirby. Puts it back across the box. Seike takes aim. Blocked in there. And it's then cleared away. That's got to be better from Kirby, if I'm honest.
This is brilliant.
City coming forwards now. Hemp. Kasper on the overlap, tries to find her, does find Kirsten Kasper. Now Hemp. City trying to slow it down because they know if they keep playing at this tempo, there's going to be a goal and they don't know which end it's going to be.
Miedemar got caught in possession. They got the ball to Bremer, found Kirby. Kirby's shot has to be better. It's easy for Yamashita, just manages to kneel down and save her knee. And then the ball to Seike, who just doesn't really catch it on the volley the way she wants to.
Here's Virgino. Drifts inside. Now Greenwood. Knocks it wide. Hemp. Kasperai bombing forwards. Finds Kirsten Kasperai. Ball into the box. Khadija Shaw, and it's home. City 1, Brighton 0. Great ball in from Kasperai. And last season's top goal scorer opens her account for this campaign. Khadija Shaw reacts quickest and tucks it home. A goal's been coming. We didn't know which end it would be, but it is Manchester City, the home side, taking the lead in this one.
Yeah, as you say, if a goal was coming, the momentum was incredible. Either end, both sides had a few let-offs in there, but City find the goal. And it's unsurprising that realistically it's going to be City, it's going to be Khadija Shaw. Makes a brilliant run. It would have been close. It's a lovely finish.
So good.
It's such a good finish.
It's why she's quality, because the timing, the movement, and it's the deftest of touches, but it's exactly what it needed to find the back of the net.
Great ball in from Kasperai. An assist for her.
Just pokes it past Bagley. And as someone who brought in Kirsten Kasperai into their Fantasy WSL team this week, I don't mind that.
That's a joke.
Well, I don't have Khadija Shaw, so I need some points.
But that is a huge goal right on the heart of half time. That's going to hurt Brighton. They've played well this half.
Karabali, Lasada. Here's Villamaya. Could look to switch the play, goes to Pattinson. I'm just not sure if they back themselves to pull it off, and that's the frustrating thing. If they did, or if they at least attempt it, I think that pass is on to Seike.
Seike's got acres out there. It's incredible. They've got to start using it. But City needed that goal because this game was very even. That goal just sets them apart from Brighton.
It feels like City are taking liberties with how narrow they can have their defence, because if it's narrow, it's more compact. It's very difficult for Brighton to find their strikers in possession, because they don't think Brighton are going to try that switch.
Yeah.
So I think Brighton have just got to be bolder, braver in possession, because if it goes wrong, it might leave them a little bit open. But if they can pull it off, they're in.
Yeah.
So it's just about that, how you measure that danger, that risk. Bergsvand. Ollis Lagers. I think Brighton will feel frustrated by the manner in which they've conceded that, because they've held firm for a lot of this first half and then they found a breakthrough. But that is half time here at the Joey Stadium. Manchester City 1, Brighton 0. Khadija Shaw opening her account for the campaign. But what a first half. End-to-end football. Both sides have impressed. Both sides have been a little bit too open, a little bit rash in defensive areas, but it's created a fantastic, electric game to watch.
Yeah, very, very good first half. First half. It's been brilliant, end-to-end stuff. I've thoroughly enjoyed that, and as we said, don't want that half to end. But unsurprisingly, Khadija Shaw gets her goal tally for this season up and running, and I mean 20 to go. She obviously matched last campaign, so a lot of work to do, but. Man City, it wasn't easy for them in that half. Brighton made it very, very difficult. It was a very close game, and to be honest, you could argue that Brighton could have had a goal in there as well. But
for me, there were chances there Brighton should have taken. I think Frank Kirby's one at point-blank range has got to be a better shot.
Yeah.
Because I think you've made that way too easy for Yamashita in there. That's got to be an effort that troubles the goalkeeper, at least forces that to be pushed into a dangerous area, something like that. But yeah, Brighton have given City a real match here. The stats are more even than you'd expect. 7 shots to 5 in favour of Manchester City, 4 on target to 2. It's not a huge disparity. Yes, City have had 65% of the ball, but possession means nothing if you can't dictate the game. And they haven't been able to control the game. They haven't been able to dictate the tempo because Brighton have brought in this element of chaos.
Yeah.
And it's led to these huge transitional moments where Brighton look dangerous, where City look open. But ultimately, they didn't capitalise on those chances, Brighton, and City have taken advantage of that.
Yeah, very much so. And I think that Brighton will feel that. They will feel that it is tough. It is really tough when you play that well against a better opposition and they get a goal right, just before half-time. You're 30 seconds away from going into the break 0-0, and it's a very hard thing to adjust. Vidicic would have planned out what he's going to say. He'd had his second half planned out. And then bam, suddenly that's all gone down the drain. They've got to think of something different now, Brighton, to get themselves back into this match.
Yeah, indeed. And as I say, both teams had a statistical big chance in that first half. Yet the difference is Khadija Shaw's going to take us, and we'll see that goal again here. It's such a good finish. It's a finish that people won't see how technically good it is, but to get the position right, to just get that touch right, because that can easily be overhit.
Yeah.
And that can easily be underhit, and either way it doesn't go in, but she just gets it spot on, and it's a really good goal from Khadija Shaw.
Yeah, it's the one area that Bagley's not going to save it. It's just such a neat finish. But that's what the best strikers do. They don't just smash it home and try and ram it in the goal at every single point. It's just sometimes just the deftest touches, the neat football, the neat finishes that means she scores so many goals. Because, I mean, that is brilliant play. Brilliant play.
It's her range of finishing that makes her so deadly. Because if you've got a striker who only has one type of finish or a distinct type of finish, it's very easy to know what they're going to do. So you can defend to try and prevent that. But because Shaw is so unpredictable, because she has so many tools in her arsenal, so many different ways to finish off chances, she's so dangerous. And it makes her very difficult to handle. Yako Bell saying, Kelly in the second half, 2 goals and a little mystery ball. So predicting the future there. But it'll be interesting to see. If you have got any thoughts on the first half, then feel free to leave them in the live chat and we will talk through them. But yeah, Brighton and BBC highlighting what we were highlighting as well. Very brave in possession.
Yeah, and it's brilliant to see. I like it when a side of less quality than City turns up today and decides they're going to play football against them, that they can back themselves to play their way. They're not going to sit here and put 11 players behind the ball and hold on. They're going to come out, they're going to come at City, and they're going to try and play good football. And I rate that from Brighton because it has worked.
And this is why I talk about the lack of balance in that City midfield. Because Miedemar and Park both press, you end up with 5 players in Brighton's penalty area when they're pressing. And if Brighton play out of that, then suddenly they have a huge numerical overload, especially when City's full-backs have come forward on attack as well, or in the press. It leaves you with such a numerical disadvantage. And that midfield, there is so much space for Lasada and Oleslagers in there. Way too much space.
They've had, Brighton have had space at both ends of the field. Lasada's had it on the edge of her own area where she can just turn and play. But Kirby's had it on the edge of City's penalty area where she's looked up, she's ran it and she's running forwards. And she can just keep running because there's so much space there that no one's going to stop her.
Yeah, indeed. I'm going to struggle with this name, so I do apologise in advance if I mispronounce it. Malondolozi Umantambo. I hope that is correct.
That's
Welcome
brilliant
to the stream.
Name.
Fantastic name. Saying that goal is on for Seike. There were chances for a lot of Brighton's attackers. I think Kirby should have done better. Seike had that volley as well. It's a bit more difficult to finish off. There were chances in there for Brighton, though, that they could have taken. HB saying, number 16 of Brighton is moving me. What a player. She's had a great half, hasn't she, Jocelyn, at Karabali? I think there's been a lot of times where she's a bit of heart-in-mouth moment, but she's played out of it every time successfully. So if you've got a player who can do that, it doesn't matter if she makes you panic. If she's not panicking.
Yeah, it's incredible. So you've got a defender with confidence and with flair, and she signed for Brighton last campaign, and we were excited by her, but she didn't really perform. This season, today and last week, just looks like a completely different player.
Well, she's playing in possession football now.
Yeah.
And so she is going to look a much better player than when playing Melissa...
No nonsense.
Phillips? Reynolds? I always forget which...
Phillips.
Phillips, I think. Melissa Phillips. A system which didn't really work at all last season. It was just, can we get the ball to Turland? Yes. And Turland will score and that'll bail us out of trouble. But yeah, I think Brighton look a much more proficient outfit. They look a side who have a lot of options in attacking areas. They look a team that's defensively solid. I don't think there's a lot they could have done to prevent that City goal, if I'm honest. It's a really nice link up between Hemp and Kasperai down the left-hand side. And overlapping Kasperai will be fruitful for them. And then obviously Shaw finishing off a chance that not many strikers in the league are going to finish off.
No.
So, yeah, it's very difficult to deal with. It's pretty unfortunate for Brighton to concede right near the end of the half. I was pretty keen on seeing how they would play the second half being 0-0. Yeah, that's the frustration for me. It's not that our City are winning. Obviously, we don't want City to win, or I don't want City to win. But it's more that we don't get to see what would have happened in the second half at 0-0 because Gareth Taylor would have had to think.
0-0 at half time puts pressure on City.
By the way, we didn't talk about that Park ball enough.
So good.
When Shaw should have scored and Carvalho could have given away a penalty. That lovely lifted pass
it's incredible.
from Jess Park was simply outstanding, and she's impressed me a lot this year. I think
we spoke about her last last week's video about how she's magic, and if you haven't watched it, go watch it.
I think I've spoken about her so much over this week because we spoke about her on last week's stream of City Arsenal. We spoke about her in the Arsenal City video. We spoke about her in the Match Day 1 review. We're just going to be talking about Jess Park all season, but she's playing so well, it's impossible not to.
Yeah, exactly. She is a brilliant player, and she's replacing what Jill Roord brings. Well, she's replacing some of what Jill Roord brings to this City side in terms of her attacking contribution,
attacking output. But still think that City's midfield has no balance. And I think against top sides that will be exposed. They play Barcelona
that's the
next Wednesday.
Yes.
That midfield will struggle.
Yes.
And not because it's a bad midfield, but because it has no balance, and they're playing against a ton of Almaty, Alexia Putellas and Kira Walsh. That they will get overrun.
Yes, they will. And I think, we haven't mentioned, to be honest, Miedema, haven't seen her today, and I honestly, I think without that deflected goal against Arsenal, no one will be talking about her.
No, weirdly, like she was included in I can't think.
Team of the week?
Yeah, in the Girls on the Ball Team of the Week, and I was surprised when I saw that, because I thought, well, she didn't really do anything.
I think
she scored the goal, but that was a huge deflection.
She got the goal she wanted. Really away at the Emirates, opening day, big goal in a huge game. But as you say, I think that has overhyped her performances so far at Man City.
I don't think she was very good against Arsenal. I think she's been a bit anonymous in this game. But then the midfield hasn't really had... Park's been involved. A lot has come down the right-hand side with Firmino and Park linking up. When it's on the left-hand side, it's Kasper and Hemp linking up. We're not really seeing Miedema touch the ball.
Yeah, no. Yeah. And I think if they get her on the ball, maybe she'll do something. But I don't know, just got a bit missing today. So maybe we'll see her involved more in the second half. But
HB making a great point, by the way, saying because it was Arsenal, I paid no mind to it, but seeing as Brighton have also easily cut through City, they will have serious problems. Well, that's what and this is why I was quite critical of City on last week's stream. A lot of people were like, well, calm down, they're playing Arsenal, it's a really tough game. But it was quite noticed that structurally they had issues. And while they will be fine against Everton and West Ham and Crystal Palace, and while they will probably get through games like Brighton and Leicester, there are some really quality teams, even Brighton and Leicester, to be fair. They're really good. There's some really quality teams in WSL now. Teams like Villa, Tottenham, Manchester United even. If you play like this and you give them that much time and space in midfield, they've got players who can seriously hurt you. So do Brighton. There's still 45 minutes here. We're talking like this game has finished. It definitely hasn't.
And as we saw last year, as soon as you start if you start dropping points like Arsenal did, you're out of the title race completely. Arsenal dropped points to West Ham and Everton, and suddenly, bam, they weren't in the fight for the title. That's how quickly it can go. That's how close the WSL title fight is. So City do go to teams like Tottenham and United and Villa and Leicester, and they do go there and drop points. That could have massive consequences for their season. And yes, it's 2 game weeks in, but we've only got 20 to go after this. There's only 22 games. You can't afford to slip up. You really can't. And that is a huge problem. Yes, they're winning today, but they haven't looked comfortable. I think they were lucky to get a point last week. There's a lot of questions that Man City need to answer. And with the added problems that they didn't last year, they didn't have Champions League football. They've got it this year. So if you do have a tough result against someone, and then you get to go to Barcelona in the midweek, it just gets more difficult.
Yeah, I think that's a real issue for Manchester City now. Is going to be managing those minutes. Is going to be that. I think that's why they're playing players like Virginia and Yamashita so early. So they have got players like Kelly and Fowler rested. So when they are heavily rotating, they can share those minutes around and everyone's ready to play. But it's going to be really interesting to see if they can match that level.
Yeah, that's the debate, isn't it? If you rest now, it means they're saved up for the rest of the season, but you could be too far behind, it doesn't matter. If you rest later on, then it could be that you're having to rest in bigger games.
It's also the fact that they need to play for Gino now, so that she has a tactical understanding in the team, so when they bring her in, when they are rotating outside later in the season, it's not like they're bringing a players who have played for them before.
I think the Arsenal game scuppered their plans. Their plans would have been get a nice run under our belt, get our new players involved, and then we'll start playing the big guns in the big games.
Well, that's the thing. I think City have got the fixture list, because after Arsenal, they do not play a really difficult game until Chelsea on November 17th. There is 6 matches, I think, between now and then. And if City can win all of those, then they put themselves in a really, really good position.
Yeah,
and so
definitely.
that, for me, is why City have such a good chance. Obviously, the difference is, if Chelsea beat Arsenal in Matchweek 4 and United in Matchweek 3, then suddenly Chelsea are ahead of City while having played all of the tough games. Yeah. Going into 17th of November, where they place, or the 15th of November, depending on when that's scheduled for. We're going into that game against City. So it's going to be a really interesting situation.
I think Chelsea are still to be tested properly. And against sides like United and Arsenal, they could be, and that City will be hoping that's the case, that Chelsea do struggle against the bigger sides. But then if they do struggle, then suddenly Arsenal are the ones who are at the advantage.
Well, we've not seen Arsenal against Leicester today, and I will be intrigued to see how that game goes, because Arsenal looked good against Manchester City, but by the same token, They were pretty poor against Herken in the first leg, but then excellent against Herken in the second leg. And they still, against City, they still didn't take their chances. And I'll be honest, you look at the games they've won, they played against high lines. The game they lost to Herken, they played against a low block. When they play against a low block, I still have doubts over their ability to break down opposition. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. They've got Leicester today. That will be a very interesting match. I'll be watching that with a lot of intrigue. But big day for WSL action. We've got Everton Manchester United kicking off in 30 minutes time, so we'll keep tabs on that game. Players coming out of the tunnel for the second half now. We've got West Ham, Liverpool and Leicester Arsenal both on at 3 o'clock. So that will be interesting. And then Aston Villa, Tottenham, the 4:30.
That's the exciting one for me. Villa, Tottenham's going to be a very, very interesting game because...
Can't call that.
Yeah, Everton United, I think will further prove that Everton are in trouble and that United look pretty decent. I think West Ham, Liverpool will again prove that West Ham are in trouble and that that Liverpool are still a decent side. I think Arsenal will probably show their quality against Leicester, but I'm intrigued to see how Leicester play. But for me, all focus on Villa, Tottenham. That's going to be a really good game. That's Tottenham for me weren't tested in Matchweek 1. Villa put up a really good fight against Chelsea, so that's going to be interesting to see who wins that game.
Yeah, I think it will be very interesting match between those two teams, as you say. I think it's going to be a game where we see a lot of similar to this one actually, where it's very transitional, very side to side. So that's always exciting to watch, isn't it? You always want to see a game that's end to end. So. Yeah, I'll be intrigued to see how that goes.
Yeah, very much so. I think it's a good day. It's weird that we have 5 of the 6 games all on Sunday, but it's going to be. I'm sure that we're going to see some. It's good. You got all day. Just sit from now until this evening. Constant football.
Yeah,
it's exactly what you want. And I think this season is going to be a big season. It really is. And hopefully, I mean, it's going to be hard, but City. That's the problem. City at the moment, for me, aren't backing up last year's competitiveness, and that needs to change quickly.
HB says lukewarm take in City's strongest 11 with everyone fit. Miedemar is on the bench. I don't think that is a controversial one. To be fair, I think Rord, Park, and Hasegawa was their best midfield 3.
Yeah,
I don't think that is controversial right now.
No changes for City then. So they're sticking with the same 11.
Not a huge surprise, to be fair. No. Isabel saying, will you guys be covering any of the later games? And unfortunately not. We only cover the games that are broadcast picks. There's not really much point to us covering the games that are on YouTube because they are on YouTube. Yeah.
Why would people watch us?
We will be, if people want to chat, we will be active on Discord if anyone wants to talk about the WSL there. So do join the Discord and get involved. But yeah, that will be interesting to see. City getting us underway for the second half. Then it'll be Miedemar from the middle once the referee has confirmed that everyone's ready to get back underway. Referee checking a watch. Blows a whistle when we get back underway. Miedemar knocks it back. And the action is back underway. Yamashita sending that ball forwards immediately. Flicked on in there by Lazelle. Into the corner for Gino. We'll give it chase, but I think that will run off for a Brighton throw. REI saying, are you guys thinking that City are ready to face Barca or do they have things to fix? I think the midfield balance is off at the moment, and I think against Barca that will be exposed. I'll be intrigued to see if they try to do anything different next weekend, where they play. Who do they play next weekend?
I was going
to guess Everton.
Oh, I think it might be Everton.
It's West Ham. I knew it was someone like that.
Arsenal got Everton next weekend.
Yes. Yeah, I think so. So it'll be interesting to see what they do there. I don't think they'll really be tested in midfield against West Ham, if I'm honest, but we'll see.
They've definitely got things to iron out, though. For Barca.
Yeah, I mean, against Arsenal, they were really poor, I thought. And I don't think that Arsenal are better than Barcelona.
No.
So, we'll be interesting to see how that game goes. But equally, Barcelona haven't had a perfect start to life under Pere Romeu. So, we'll be interested to see if City can offer them a challenge.
They only won 1-0.
I mean, the better thing for Chelsea is that City beat Barcelona at the top of the group, and then Barca have to play a tough opponent in the quarters.
Which hopefully isn't Chelsea. With Chelsea, that's the problem.
That would be what happens.
Yeah.
In the chance now for Brighton, but that doesn't quite find Seike. Greenwood sweeping it up.
Again, Brighton winning the ball hard at the pitch and just not taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
Barca needs to have more quality.
Knocks it wide. Here come Brighton, ball down the line. Something for Villa to chase after, but I think Alexandra will get there without too much issue. Back to Yamashita. City can settle into possession. Yamashita sends that over to Kasparai, who chests it down, wants to carry it forwards now. One back in there by Forrest Dottir, going to fall for Lasada. Lasada trying to find Kirby, can't quite find Fran Kirby. Now Greenwood knocks it wide. Hemp, touch and go, will drive inside. Options all around her. Goes back out wide to Kasparai on the overlap. Nice football from Manchester City here then. Miedemar. Now Yui Hasegawa. Looking to switch the play. Finds Aoba for Gino. In an onside position. Players lining up on the edge of the box will drill it at goal. Saved by Bagley. Cleared away by Karabali.
Yeah, good answer from Bagley. And Brighton just feeling a little bit of pressure now. City starting the second half pretty well. And they're coming forward again. That's a lovely little through ball.
Ball into the box. It's towards the back post for Gino. Can't quite get there. You felt Shaw could have committed to that,
I
maybe.
think just got to throw herself out and see what happened. That could have been the Kasparai-Shaw link-up once again. But Man City are clearly, second half, they're looking to kill this game off. Virginio was onside to the initial ball. But yeah, better from City. Better. Looking a little bit more dangerous. Looking a little sharper in attacking areas.
Yeah.
Brighton have got to be aware of that.
It's Karabali on the ball now.
Can't reverse flick or Cruyff turn a goal kick.
Unfortunately not.
Ooh, that's a
I'm
road
not
pass.
sure who's Bagley trying to find with that pass, but
No.
out for a City throw. Now Greenwood. So that Selby under pressure there, lifts it over the top. Bagley shouldn't have any issues coming to collect that, and she won't. She's just going to dribble it around a penalty area though, as City refuse to press her.
Not quite sure where she's going to take it. Yeah, she's under no pressure. But why don't she come? Yeah, you bring it forward a touch or two then.
Lasada. Because they want to draw City into the penalty area.
I guess.
Bagley. Karabali.
It's going to need something good to get out of this.
Pattinson. Tries to turn. They lose it. Karabali wins it back. There is an offside call in there on Virginio.
It needed something. Pattinson tried to find something clever to get out of that situation. Didn't quite work, and a bit of a let-off there. I just felt like they ran out of options. There, Brighton got a little bit suffocated by Man City, who did well to be onto them early.
Karabali, now Lasada. It's one back in there by Shaw. Miedemar going to fall for Lauren Hemp. Should finish. Drags it wide. Good opportunity for Lauren Hemp. Just can't quite aim that goalwards.
It's good pressure, and Brighton are really struggling to get out now. Man City are putting them under a lot more pressure in this second half, and they forced the error. Shaw, also Miedemar manages to poke it to Lauren Hemp, who just nods it. What?
She almost ran into the ball and it fell to Hemp.
Yeah, maybe calling for that a free pass, bit jealous. Not jealous.
Generous. Well, here's a chance for Brighton. Seike into the box. Chance for Bremer, should score. It's offside and it's saved anyway. Bremer, with all the goal to aim for, hit it straight at Yamashita.
Yeah, the flag was early.
Because it was
there.
already flagged.
Oh, she was. I don't know, you know.
No, she's on. I think it's the angle that's deceived. The camera angle's really poor there. But if you look at the squares, Seike looks on to me. It was very tight either way. A very tight call to make in that decision. And then obviously Bremer hit it straight at Yamashita, but to be fair, it had already been flagged.
Yeah, I mean, the flag went straight away. As soon as Seike got that ball, the flag had gone up.
Yeah, the whistle had already been blown, so she probably wasn't aiming to smash it home. But what an opportunity for Brighton, denied only by the offside call in there, which was very tight. Bremer. Now Kasparai.
Yeah, just flipping it on the corner to no one. It's just Brighton are struggling to play their football now.
Yeah, City seem to have grown wise. Here is Hemp trying to come forwards. Alexandri. Now it's with Lazelle. Man City just stop signing fullbacks who look identical to each other.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to tell. And this is a change for Brighton then. Or it looks like one. Nikita Paris is
coming on.
Getting stripped and ready to come on here.
Very interesting. Going to the bench already in this second half.
I don't hate that though from Vidicic.
Being
proactive rather than reactive. I like it.
Just to give you a little bit more up front.
Kirby, Seike tries to go down the line. Important touch from Kasparai off pitch. I like that from Vidicic there. Seike wants to take the throw and he says, no, you get up the line. Let's try and move up 5-10 yards. Lasada. Bremer chests that down. Holds onto it well. Needs an option. Ollis Lagers. Now Lasada. Bergsvand. Lasada. So comfortable receiving under pressure is Vicky Lasada. Someone with so many WSL appearances, so much experience. Ollis Lagers. And there's a foul in there on Karabali. Triple change, yeah, indeed.
Wow.
So that is Michelle Aguiman. It is Nikita Paris, and then I'm not sure who that third substitute is, but I can have a look.
It's bold from Brighton. A triple change coming.
I think it's Madison Haley, another forward.
Well, I'm intrigued to see what Vidicic is coming up with here.
Oh, front three change by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Or just going to take off the back three, put on 3 strikers and just go for the game. Lasada just stood at the back.
So, yeah, so is it going to be a straight Bremer, Seike and Viermeyer off?
I would assume so. I don't really see how else they do it.
Yeah.
Unless they're changing shape.
Potentially.
4-2-3-1?
Maybe.
I'm not sure. But yeah, definitely feels like want an injection of difference in the attack.
It's early to make a triple change, so clearly not happy. Vidicic's not content with what he's seen the first 8 minutes of this second half.
I like that, demanding more, expecting higher standards. That's exactly what you want to see from a manager.
I think he doesn't care that it's Man City. He doesn't care that we're only 8 minutes in, they're only 1-0 down. He wants this game.
Also, welcome to the stream. The person who just put the latest message in chat. Unfortunately, I don't speak Japanese, but welcome and thank you for tuning in. Here is Miedemar. City win it high. Shaw, chance of Shaw, should score, and it's taken a great deflection. Fantastic tackle from Bergsvand. Because without that, I think Shaw makes it 2-0.
That's the key for Brighton at the moment, is staying in the game. Because there's no point making that triple sub. They're 2-0 down. That is brilliant defending.
Because that touch sends Bergsvand, and then she manages to get back in there.
Yeah, it's a great block. Her and Karabali.
I'll go fly across as well.
I love it. Every time there's a shot, you just see her arrive. A couple of seconds later, just flying in.
Yeah.
Just lunges into her own teammate in the end.
Forrest-Dotter. Karabali.
Oh, it's good. It's really good football from Brighton.
Coming forwards now, Viermeyer has Patson over on the overlap, but she's waiting and then she tries to play it through. I like that from Viermeyer. The pass doesn't come off, but she's not playing it too early. If she plays it too early there, it's so much ground for Patson to make up, but she holds it, waits till the last possible second to play that pass. The pass wasn't good enough. It wasn't her holding on to it that meant it went wrong. The pass wasn't very good. But, yeah, interesting to see. And, that is... The triple change is coming shortly for Brighton. If City take too long about this throw, it might come now. Pulled down the line from Lazelle. Headed away by Pattinson. Shaw brings it down. And now switches it to Lauren Hemp. And apparently she's offside. And I'm not... I mean, she wasn't in her own half, so I'm not sure what.
But the lino thinks it's there, which it isn't. I don't really know how. Let's have a look. She thinks she's in her own half.
She's not. She's almost is.
Yeah.
I don't think she almost got in, but she just didn't quite.
It's a close one though. I can see why she thinks she's in her own half, because she's practically on the line, but I don't know. Oh yeah, that's a weird one. But yeah, here comes the triple change for Brighton then. Who's coming off is the next question.
So that is going to be Bruno Viermeyer making way for Nikita Paris. Now, I would assume Paris on the left, Aguiman through the middle, and Haley through on the right would be my best guess.
Yeah, you think so. Yeah, that's Bremer coming off as well.
So Bremer off, and then you would assume Kiko Seike off. Either that, or they're going for some sort of front four, which sounds fun. And yes, Kiko Seike comes off, and Haley on. So like-for-like changes there in terms of position.
It's
so
bold.
No tactical change. No formation change, but a difference in the front line.
Opportunities for new signings to impress.
Indeed.
Yeah, clearly, yeah, and that's the thing. He's happy with the way they've played, with the way the
And
team's
already they're
playing.
making a change here because here comes Madison Haley. Paris almost getting there. It's going to go out for a throw, and Kirby will let that. So yeah, Haley, Aguimang, Paris on for Seike, Bramer, and Villamaya.
Aguimang's going to get there.
Shows up well here. Michel Aguimang wants to take on Lazell. Will go back to Patterson, but it's knocked out by Lazell. That'll be a throw for Brighton. Caravali tries to play it forwards, scrapping away for it in there. Olis Lager's going to fall for Aguimang, who will go backwards. Bergsvand. Caravali. Pattinson tries to flick it on, doesn't come off. Gino then loses it to Caravali though, who's going to go on a mazy drive here. Fighting with Jess Park for the ball. Park goes back to Hasegawa. Aguimang trying to win it back, and Hasegawa forced into making an error. It does come off Aguimang though, and that will be a City throw.
Yeah, front three bringing energy into this game, and a lot of physicality as well up there now.
Especially, yeah, with Michel Aguimang.
Throwing herself around, which is what she's on there to do.
Yeah, indeed.
And
almost looks like it's Aguimang on the left, Paris through the middle.
Yeah, maybe.
Haley on the right. So clearly, we see that Vidicic doesn't like using the central striker through the middle or having a central striker. Instead, having a false nine type role to link up the play a bit, and then encouraging those wide players to drift inside. Kirby tries to find Haley, doesn't quite come off. Here comes City. Hemp down the line, Miedemar into a dangerous area, then should deliver this for sure. It's to Fagino at the back face. Pattinson gets a touch, and then Aguimang tries to take it off Fagino. Fagino just about touched it back to Lazell. Lazell down the line. Park creating an opportunity here. Finds Ayoba Fagino. And Park loses it to Aguimang. And Aguimang's strength is just being a difference at the moment. Poor pass from Paris there.
Just forcing it forward though. Paris didn't need the passing that to Paris was pointless. She was 2 yards ahead of Kirby, and the pass doesn't really do anything there.
Yeah, indeed. Hasegawa to Park. And that's one back in there. Haley, poor pass. City have possession.
Oh, that's brilliant from Hemp. Just to spin Doris Dotter. And City now find themselves camped in Brighton's half, but half an hour to go. I still think this game hangs in the balance. Brighton are certainly not out of it.
Lazell. Now Fagino. And that's a strong challenge from Aguimang.
Yeah.
Has come off Michel Aguimang, but that's out for a corner.
Fagino thinks she's fouled, but there's nothing wrong with that.
No, firm but fair.
Yeah. Yeah, just knocks out for a corner. It's a good tackle. But I mean, Brighton thought it was a goal kick, but I mean, that says it all, that there was the chance for a goal kick over a foul. That's a great tackle from Paris as well, to stop that getting through to Hasegawa.
And Park fighting for it. Ball into the box. It's messy. Bagley will come in.
Good communication that between the keeper and her defence. But Brighton got away with one there. Who was it? I think Parch managed to get round. Didn't quite see who it was.
Kirby in there, I think.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to realise that Jess Park is on her back.
Just well to not concede a penalty, and then it's blocked in by Forrest Dottir, and then pounced on by Bagley. Although, what on earth is happening here?
Cut back, and City are in a dangerous area. Hasegawa, Park, Shaw now on the edge of the box, plays it to Hemp, who will chip it in. Pattinson doesn't quite deal with it. Olis Lagers does.
I mean,
and that's a poor pass away there. Falls to Lazell. Fagino. Back to Lazell. Now Alexandri. It's going to drive inside of the ball. Finds Vivian Miedemar. Miedemar goes wide into Lauren Hemp. Hemp wants to take on Forrest Dottir. Lifts it towards the back post. It's going to fall for Fagino. Back in there for Shaw. That's a terrible effort from Khadija Shaw. Just gets it all wrong in there. Yeah. Now foul from Michel Aguimang. Backing into Lazell too aggressively. Free kick for Manchester City. But yeah, uncharacteristically poor from Shaw.
Just goes to just
kind of opportunity she would usually bury with no issue.
On the volley, I think I've done that a few times.
Just swipes at it there.
Yeah. So that's an easy thing to do, to be fair.
Yu Chen asking, do Brighton still have a chance? Absolutely, they've still got a chance.
Yeah.
I think that, you watch this game and City, they've been in control, but I still think their midfield and defence in transition are weak. And if Brighton can break through, they will. And at the moment, City haven't got a second. And that will be so key, because if we get to the last 10 minutes and they need a goal,
brilliant from Kirby.
They can commit more to attack. Kirby goes backwards. She realises she hasn't got the legs.
Yeah.
Perhaps
Switch.
Lasada drills it across. Paris heads it down. It's cleared away by Greenwood.
That's the first time Brighton have switched it and it's worked.
Yeah, it felt like Kirby could have kept running with it. Frank Kirby,
of anything,
5 years ago,
the switch is also didn't need to go to Paris. It should have really gone to Aguiman.
Yeah, they had an overload. 2 players on one on that side. Forrest Dottir can't stop Hemp. Hemp gets away from her, across to Shaw. Shaw touches through to Miedemar. Great opportunity for Vivian Miedemar. Just holds on to that too long. Now Shaw, great tackle from Olis Largus. Yeah. Could have got that so wrong. Miedemar's shot blocked. That'll bounce out for... No, won't carry for a corner. Firgino goes and claims it. Hasegawa. Takes aim, it's blocked. Aguiman. Brighton looking to play out here. Bagley sends it forwards and that's out for a throw.
The game's opened up again because Brighton are going for it. Brighton are going for the game, which is leaving them open, but it's also, causing City problems. We'll have another look here. It's not a brilliant tackle. Oh, annoying. Oh, hang on, we'll cut back.
Carabali heads it away. Forrester gets it clear, though. Greenwood heads it forward. Shaw reacts quickest in there. Chance for City. Ball in behind the defence. Pattinson will knock it out for a throw.
Yep, City really knocking on the door now. This is the penalty shout again then.
I think she gets the ball.
Well, she doesn't touch the ball, but
Does she not?
No, but I don't think it's a foul.
There's a touch in there. It's soft. Just looking at Shaw's legs. Thanks, cameraman, for that. Paris.
It's not brilliant. I mean, I like the fact she's trying to turn inside and out.
Hasegawa, now Greenwood. Park, sorry. Now Alexandri. Shaw holds it up well. Lovely movement from Shaw, trying to find Miedemar. And now they'll look to break Brighton. Hasegawa picks up on the edge. Khadija Shaw can't quite make that work. And now they'll look to break. Kirby flicks in behind and it hits Paris in the back. That's unfortunate there, because if not, it's 2 on 2.
Yeah.
With Paris running at them.
Man City, this game it's open. Man City are probably putting a bit more pressure on.
Firgino stopped by Carabali, that cross, and now Brighton will look to play out.
Oh.
No reaction there from Paris, ball into the box, and Forrest Dottir heads it away. City don't look comfortable. Madison Haley on the ball, trying to play out. Stands firm against Kasparov, goes to Forrest Dottir, who will send it long. Hasn't got the legs on it for Aguiman, so Greenwood picks it up. Park. Firgino. Firgino exchange with Park, ball down the line, and that rolls out for a goal kick.
Yeah, City look like they're going to score a second, but Brighton have got it in them to go up the other end and level this game up. So yeah. I can't call it. I really can't call it.
Neither. It's been a close game so far.
Yeah.
Really close one.
Brighton have got the players now where they can find nuclears in this game if they get the opportunities. But they're struggling to play out at the moment. Although this time again, Shaw's doing well there just to hound Lasada. But she's got the pass off and they've got out and now they can come forwards.
But yeah, ball down the line. I think Alexandri will get there. And it goes back to Yamashita. Happy to wait with the ball at her feet. She Can't wait all day. Hasegawa. Greenwood. Miedemar. And that's one back well in there by Brighton. Kirby doesn't play it forward. Hasegawa with a great interception. And now it's Kasperai, and here come Manchester City. Kasperai can drive inside.
Brilliant run from Hemp.
Yeah, just takes all the players away. Park for Gino. Slows it down, trying to make something happen. Park. Almost blindsided there by Kirby, but she held on to the ball just about for Gino. Now Lazell. And it's run back by Paris, and here come Brighton. Haley. Back now to...
Yeah, the problem was Paris was really well to win it back. Because she's right-footed, she then pivots to the right where there's no players. On the left, she had 2 runners. But because she pivots to the right, there was no one there for her to play it to. And they just couldn't utilise the fact they'd won it off City. Again, that's brilliant composure from Lasada.
Kirby.
Lager, sorry.
Paris. Haley. Ball in behind from Lasada. Something for Paris to chase. Carries into the box. Tries to find Kirby. Alexandri with a crucial interception. And they'll look to break away now. Leia Alexandri spreading this field by knocking it out wide to Firgino. Firgino ball through. Miedemar. Here comes City. That's a poor touch. And Carabali with a great challenge. Can she keep it in play? No, she can't. And she's frustrated with herself there.
Great tackle.
Fantastic effort from Carabali.
Yeah, brilliant determination to get back in. It's a great tackle. And then to try and recover it. But this was a lovely ball through. Paris chasing in behind. Does well. A little bit of a tangle legs between her and Kasperai. Just cuts the ball back. It's too close to Alexandri. It's got to be further. It's got to be closer in Kirby's direction for her to run onto that and get a shot away. But Brighton still causing problems. City, though, up the other end of the corner.
Yeah. At the end where you can see the traffic driving past the stadium. Ball in from Firgino. Effort on goal, but it's wide from Lazell.
Yeah, it's not a great effort. But it's goalwards at the very least.
Yeah. And she's not looking at goal. She just flicked it in that direction. Not too bad. Goal kick. And now a change for Brighton. That is Maisie Simmons coming on. And that'll be for Poppy Pattinson on that left-hand side. So a bit more of an attacking-minded substitution then. Brighton aware that they need to get a move on. I think this will probably see Simmons come into... This will either be Simmons onto the left-hand side or Olis Lagas pushed wide. I think that's Olis Lagas pushed wide.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But definitely starting to go for the game now, Brighton. The substitutions, the way they're playing. They know they can get a goal. And Vidicic will feel that they deserve a point from today at least.
Olis Lagas. Back to Carabali, who goes back to Bagley. Simmons, Carabali. Alexandri, now Miedemar. They look to play out. Now Greenwood. Back to Alexandri. City want to come down this right-hand side. Lazell finds Shaw. Shaw holds onto the ball. Now for Gino. Shaw. Tries to play it through the lines. Carabali will get there and it's back to goalkeeper Bagley. Lasada. Carabali. Bergsvan back to a goalkeeper Bagley under a bit of pressure there. Paris tries to keep that going, can't. And now here is Alexandri.
Brighton are battling hard. They really are.
Firgino.
I think that there's another goal in this, whether that's 2-0 City or whether that's 1-1 Brighton, or which 1-1. You know, I think that we're definitely seeing another goal.
Well, I think 1-1 Brighton is probably the correct term there. They would have. It'll feel like a win if they can get a point here.
Yeah.
Yamashita. Kasparai brings that down well. Will now lift that over the top for Lauren Hemp. Here come Manchester City. Hemp. So take on Bergsvan, ball in, Shaw. That takes... That's just a header over. I thought that'd taken a nick, but no.
No, it's not a great effort from Shaw.
She's now down holding her head. I think she clashed heads with the defender.
Chelsea took her goal, which she's played well. She has had a few that she could have scored though, you feel? I think there's been a couple in there where she probably could have found the back of the net.
Yeah.
But yeah, just feeling that one. Yeah, just ends up heading the back of
Simmons, I think. In there. That's all that's Lagers, isn't it? I think.
Yes.
So yeah, either way.
It's going to hurt.
Just connecting now,
yeah. Hopefully she's alright. But still up to be decided in this game.
Yeah.
No changes for City after a set with only 18 minutes left. Does that surprise you?
I mean, nothing surprised me with Gareth Taylor anymore, but yes.
I'd have expected to see Kelly or Fowler. Or both.
Coombs, is she on the bench today for City?
I guess that is the other problem, isn't it? It's like,
Look at. I'm not inspired by the bench, I'll be honest. Rodri's back on there, but I can't see her being involved today.
No.
Potentially next weekend with the view of having her fit to start Barcelona, but that would be ambitious. But yeah, Fowler, Kelly, maybe Coombs and Blinkhill are both options to throw in midfield just for a bit of energy. But they've barely given Blinkhill an opportunity. She played a bit at the end of last season, but
she
not
started
much.
the Paris FC game, didn't she? Or did she not in the end?
No. Oh yeah, sorry, she played Paris FC on.
Yeah. But really,
Game. But yeah, she only played because she got.
But even this
20 minutes against Liverpool, West Ham, Bristol City, and played 70 minutes against Aston Villa at the back end of last season, but she didn't play.
But like this,
much.
Shaw's taken a knock here. With such a big season coming up, with only 60 minutes left, would you not bring on Fowler?
Why not bring on Fowler? Or they are now talking to Mary Fowler. So I imagine that's what they're doing. There we go. Taylor has got a brain.
Maybe. But the problem is...
he's listening to this.
But surely she should be coming on for Shaw now, rather than, either she's ready to play and they're going to make her play another, 5 minutes, or they're going to play 10 men.
Aguiman coming down this left-hand side. Up against Lazelle. Can she beat Lazelle in there? Does well. That's forced a corner. And a chance now for them to put pressure on the City defence. And kickoff in the other WSL match going on right now. Everton against Manchester United.
Expecting a win probably in United's favour there. But
you would expect so.
Everton are going to need something big. Even if they lose that game again, they'll be hoping that they can... if they only lose 1-0, that's not a bad performance.
Yeah.
But if they get battered again, they could be in trouble. Corner for Brighton.
Ball in, headed away.
They want to do more of that corner.
Olis Lagers tries to knock it wide, and that's not.
That's a massive waste. That's a wasted opportunity. The corner doesn't beat the first, the player on the near post, and then the ball back out is.
Tries to rush it too quickly, and now will be that change for Manchester City. Then they've taken the throw. Alexandri sends it forwards. Aguiman. Let's get back to Olis Lagers.
What would be really stupid now would be to put Fowler on for Fajino and keep Shaw on there. So Fowler is coming on.
You would assume that is for Khadija Shaw.
Yes.
It is indeed.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
36 minutes.
Fresh legs in the front line.
She got her goal. Gets her season up and running, but with a big season ahead, 4 competitions that they're hoping to go deep in, you're going to give, when you can. Fowler, is a very, very good player, and when you can, you're going to give opportunities to for sure just to have a rest.
Yeah, indeed. I would also say, they've still got 15 minutes here. They've only made 1 sub.
I'd say Kelly, Blinkilder, and I'd definitely go
I'd
those
take
2.
off Kasparai.
Yeah.
just to make sure if
Who
Brighton
putting on
score.
next at the moment? Who Harvey's injured?
Who's on the bench?
Who are the defenders? Who are the defenders on the bench? Kennedy.
Some young players. It's Kennedy and Thomas. Cody Thomas.
So Kennedy will probably come on, and then Alexandra will go to right back.
Left back. Because we need to take off.
Oh
We need
yes.
to take off Casper at left back to make sure.
Hang on, yes.
Well,
Alexandra
team. And then Brighton can score.
I can't remember if I started Kirby or not.
I can have a gander for you.
Thank you.
Every player on my team has returned so far.
There you go.
So it's just that I've not had many players play.
Oh, that's a ball massively
Also,
overhit from Paris.
You did, yes.
Oh, that's
You're on
silly.
35 at the moment
Why did I
because
do that? Who's on my
Turland
bench?
and Letizia have just started. Potter on 0, Sandberg on 0, and Wimberg you probably won't start.
That's what I didn't. That's why I started.
Could you bench Keating as well?
Yes.
Because she's just not playing.
Yeah. Not that it would have mattered because it's not like she got subbed on or anything.
Who?
Keating. So it's not like she.
Oh, right,
yeah.
yeah.
So if it had started, it wouldn't have meant anything. It just. Oh, that's a foul.
I'll try to play it
Oh,
forward.
apparently not. Park was tricked up there, but I don't think the rest saw it.
Yeah, you've got 2 playing now. I've got my captain turned. It's 1-0 Manchester United after 5 minutes.
Wow, Everton are down.
So
No.
Everton in trouble there.
Who scored?
I don't know. I might watch on YouTube to find out.
Who's? Oh, I've got Toon as well. No, Letizia.
Letizia, yeah.
So while Brighton are pushing for an equaliser, Man United have scored at Everton.
It was Grace Clinton again.
Clinton again. Clinton and 2-2 for Grace Clinton.
No, it's given to them by the Everton defence. And Clinton, really nice work. Slides it past the goal, smashes it past the goalkeeper.
Clinton, she started this season very, very well, Grace Clinton. 2 goals in 2 games, back in United colours.
Everton haven't.
Oh, and that's nicked off Bergsman's.
Chance for Fowler. Can she get a shot away? Oh, smiles over. Just rushes that chance.
Slips over, she goes to shoot. Oh, it's a let off for Brighton. That's the first time they've been caught in possession while trying to play out the back. I mean,
yeah, Bergsman just gets pressed by too many players there.
She had Hemp running at her from the right, and Fowler from the left, and Miedemar from the front. So where was she meant to play the ball?
Yeah, very true. But she got away with it. Did well to just stand up Fowler, and then Fowler made the mistake. Brilliant run from Haley in there. A couple road challenges, but she rode them well. But yeah, also, if United do another drubbing today and Turland doesn't score, I will be fuming. Because I've been 2 weeks now. But United somehow look good go forwards.
But that's the reason why I'm not too worried about Crystal Palace at the moment. It's because, yes, they lost 7-0, but if Everton concede 4, 5 or 6 today, suddenly they're down,
there's not much between the two.
No.
Unless it's 7. Well, it could be 7 now. Never know. Shaw's had enough. Head down the tunnel. And they're making change. I thought everyone just stopped to applaud Peter Shaw, but they are making substitutions. And that is Jill Ward returning to action for Manchester City.
This is huge. This is a big moment in City season.
I mean, I was surprised. I know all ACL injuries are very different, but I was surprised by the speed of this recovery. Because she only got injured in February, and we are now in... I know it's almost October, but that is 7 months.
Yeah.
For an ACL injury, which is practically unheard of. Now, again, I know it differs in severity and it's different player to player, but it's not a long time. It is not a long time at all. Hopefully,
Man City fans are very happy to see her back. Because what a player! What a player she is. And I think maybe that's what City need. Maybe what City need is Jill Ward back. And the fact she's
carrying that ball forwards knocks out wide to Nikita Paris. Can she make something happen here, Paris? Simmons. Carabali. Simmons. Knocked out of play. For a Brighton throw.
But yeah, the fact that Jill Ward is back by Matchweek 2 is brilliant news for Man City. Absolutely brilliant news.
Yeah.
But we have seen it can be hard to come back and perform. And get back to your best. We've seen it with a few players now who have come back from a long-term injury and haven't really got going.
Yeah, indeed. Brighton looking to come forwards. Carabali goes down the line. Can Olis Lagers get there? She'll put the pressure on. And that's just about rolled out of play there. For a Man City throwing in their corner.
I'm guessing there's no assist for the Turling goal.
No, because it's passed to her by the centre half.
Alright. Everton are in big trouble. They really are.
It was, I think, Van Havermaet. Just passed it to her. Using the Ipswich goal.
Yeah.
I just saw that. Ipswich 1-0 against Aston Villa in the Premier League. So, Cons does not keep the clean sheet today.
Here come Brighton again, though.
Thank you, man. Putting the pressure on, and she's thrown Asagard to the floor a bit there.
Yeah.
Yeah, frustration there for Agumang. She doesn't think she's done much wrong. But...
Doesn't need to do that. Just puts her arms around. Yeah.
Just pulls her down a bit.
Yeah. Not long left.
Brighton have got to throw the kitchen sink at it now. See if they can get something.
You never know. Because if they lose this game 2-0, it's not going to change too much. But if you're going for the game means they level it up, that's absolutely massive.
Yeah.
The reward is much bigger than the risk.
For Gina. Now that's one back by Brighton. No look to come forwards. Forrest Dottir.
Just had nothing
one
on.
One back by Hemp. So many options left and right. Plays it through to Park. Should score. Saved. Rodri will try and react. Great stop from Bagley though.
I think Park's got to leave that for Rord. I really do.
I think just Park's got to score.
Yeah, probably. That's the other option.
Kasparov goes down the line towards Park. Park will be hard pressed to get there and can't.
As a let off for Brighton, they won the ball back, had nothing forward, so they played themselves back into trouble. And City will feel like they should have put the game to bed, but Hemp pounces on it. I feel like Park could leave this and let Gilroy run onto it, but maybe not. You're right, she should just score.
Yeah.
Tries to dink it over Bagley. Good save.
She's taken on her left foot and blast it past her. But she wants to have it on her right foot though.
City, though, missing opportunities to put this game to bed. Brighton will feel that and they will try and take advantage from it, although here's Hemp again.
Trying to make something happen here for Manchester City. Ball in. Seike swings and misses. And now Brighton will look to come away with it. Agumang. Just carrying that ball forwards. Now Paris. And a lovely lifted ball towards Michel Agumang. Going to take it inside now, Agumang. Fighting away for it, and that is a foul.
Yeah.
Alexandri not happy, and I wouldn't be surprised if he got booked for that reaction.
Brilliant. Just flicks it over the head of Lazel, comes inside, and between Lazel and Alexandri, they both bring her down.
Yeah, I can't see where Alexandri's complaints stem from, because that is a foul. And a chance now for Brighton to put this ball in the box, make something happen. It's a bit deep, but they've got players in there that can make this work. It is again.
A lot of players in that penalty area.
Over this. Lifts it into the box. Karabali would challenge, but it's too close to Yamashita.
That's a huge disappointment. You've got a free kick in that area with 5 minutes to go. And you've got to do better than put it into the keeper's hands. Practically just pass it to her. Yamashita goes out wide. That's a poor... Oh no, sorry, it was recovered by Fagino. Sent down by Lazel, but cut out by Brighton again. And now Paris has it, but she's lost it. But it's won back again by Brighton.
Sada.
Oh, brilliant.
The legs of one player, brought down, fall back for an earlier foul.
Yeah.
Brighton looking to make something happen again.
Yeah, I still can't call this.
City have not put this to bed.
No.
They've had chances too and they just haven't. And now they're in a situation where for 5 minutes here, Brighton can throw everything they've got at City and try and get a point.
This free kick has to be better than the other one.
Back post, Agumang. Yeah. Put it across the box.
Don't put it near Yamashita at all. If a defender heads it away, fair enough. If it goes on the keeper's arms again, that's criminal. Osilagas has got to get this right.
So yeah, it's Olis Lagos over this.
Oh yeah. We've gone short.
Putting into the box. It's there for Brighton. Oh, and everyone jumps, but it bounces through to Yamashita.
It was knocked back to her by somebody in there, and I don't know if it was flicked on by a Brighton player or a City player. Great idea, just a lump, just put it under pressure.
Forrest Dotter's in there. No one touches it.
Alexandri just knees. I mean, I'd be
Brilliant
protesting for a back pass, but
yeah, it's a knee, isn't it? And you can argue she just doesn't intend to.
She just jumps at it and flies at a goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's a shot.
Yeah. Brighton putting on the pressure, though they've been lost possession there.
Hemp driving towards goal, should score. Brilliant save by Bagley. And again, City missed an opportunity they really should do more with.
And Brighton are going.
Well, they might be. We have no idea that we're just watching a replay.
Instead, I'm glad we're watching this. We literally just saw it. I don't need to see a replay. I'll remember it. So what's the point in that? And then
we can't Brighton are scoring. No, it's back with City's defence. Alexandra.
The free set of the kickoff.
For Gino. Coming forwards now with Lazelle. Rord. Knocks it wide to Hemp. Forrest Dotter there leaning on her a bit. Hemp doesn't really have the space to work with. Rord. It's just going to turn and look towards goal. Goes to Lazelle. The amount of control this City seem to have gained on this game since bringing in Rord is incredible.
Yeah.
Shot wide from Fagino. Justin says, thanks for covering this match. Need to switch to my United, but staying here to see if City can drop points. Oh yeah, we've only got a couple of minutes left.
Oh, that's a great tackle in there.
This game's more interesting than United.
Great tackle from Lasada.
I can tell you what the United score is going to be.
5-0 United.
Some sort of high score versus nothing. Or United let down and only win 2-3-0.
Yeah, I'll get away, ref.
Well, ref gets nutmegged. Haley holds on to it. Simmons. Back to Bergsvand. Lasada. Simmons. That's a poor pass. Hasegawa has it. Lifts it to Fagino. Chests it down over Fagino. Plays it through towards Fowler. Carabali. Great defending. She's going to try and run that off. Doesn't have the legs on it.
Oh.
And City win it high.
I don't know why she tried to do that.
But that's where I get frustrated there, because that's the same thing Ramirez does every game, yet Ramirez gets punished for it because she's Myra Ramirez. She just looks like she's committed a foul. Hasegawa. Ball in. Johnson. It's missed by Lauren Hemp. Didn't have much time or space to take that shot.
How many minutes of additional time? I don't think we're going to get much additional, to be honest. I don't think we have too many stoppages. 3
minutes, I'll say. Morgan Rogers scored for Aston Villa. Because apparently everything I did on my FPL wildcard is not allowed to work.
Yui Hasegawa's been given man of the match, play of the match by BBC.
Yeah.
I wonder who the co-commentator
well.
is. No. Yeah, she has had a good go. And it says a lot that she always gets man of the match because she just does all the things that...
6 minutes of additional time. But that's the thing, I do think she's the obvious one to go for because she always plays well, Hasegawa. So if City have played well but no one's played particularly well, just go Hasegawa player of the match.
Yeah.
For me, my player of the match, which we'll do now because this 6 minutes might get tasty and it might change, which will be fun.
Yeah.
But I will say Jocelyn Carabali. Thought she was excellent today.
Okay.
I don't think there's much Brighton could have done about the goal, and other than that, they've defended resolutely. I thought that she's been flairful, exciting to watch, bold in possession. So yeah, my player of the match, Carabali.
Cool.
Your player of the match?
I'm struggling. I'm really struggling. I think Lauren Hemp's looked tidy. I might go Hemp.
Yeah.
I think she's just looked very sharp.
She has missed a few chances, but yeah,
she has, but she's been those chances.
Kasparai to Hemp, inside to Rord. Rord goes across to Park. Now for Gino.
Park's another good game.
Park always has a good game.
And here we go.
Tries to pick out a teammate. Kasparai will keep the move going with Hemp.
Got so much space.
Lifts it in. It's a header on target, but it's not powerful from Rord, and it's an easy claim for Bagley. They've got 4 minutes. Seems to be a bit of urgency here about Brighton.
What's she waiting for?
Jaco Bell says early season will gel. That is true. There's still a lot of new faces in this City side. Well, 3 in today's lineup. Yamashita, Fagino and Miedemar and Lazelle.
That's a long ball.
Flicked on by Paris.
Kneed up in the air by Alexandri.
Roared back to Kasparai.
She got like a
back
challenge.
to her goalkeeper Yamashita.
For the last like 10 minutes, she can use her knees. Alexandri's going kneeing everything.
Maybe that's the new FIFA weekly challenge. She's doing it in person.
She thinks she's getting like some 25 plus pack or whatever you call them. That's what they're called now.
Fowler. Hasegawa.
That's a great
Pokes
pass.
it over to Lauren Hemp, who will drive inside with it.
Oh, brilliant.
And that is
not
very
brilliant.
much over here. I think she's trying to pick up the line over that pass.
He's ready for it. Look at him.
Chase it down. Another change, I think, coming for Brighton then. As they look to go for the game. Yes, McLaughlin coming on.
Who's come off then?
I would assume Honest Lagers, right?
Just keep subbing off the left wing back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough. Well, the left wing back is the player that has to do the most running, to be fair. So
Yeah.
Paris
That's
gets
a
around
foul.
Alexandra. Alexandra just fouls her lots, but Brighton keep
How
coming
is
with
that
it.
not a foul?
Well, Brighton technically took the advantage.
Well, no,
and
they
then
didn't because
terrible
they didn't
things
use
to
it. Because then she was still getting fouled.
Alexandra
I
just
don't even know the ref played advantage.
never stopped fouling Paris. She's still doing it now.
That is a stonewall foul.
Just walking along kicking her.
Bang.
Kasparai wins it high, gives it to Hemp. She is
I'm not sure.
offside.
Is she?
Yeah, she's come back on.
Oh right, so she looked miles on to me. I thought I did think why Brighton peel him for that. But no, she did jog back. She did jog back on.
Yeah.
Karabali's on the run, knocks it past one, looks to go past someone else, doesn't work, goes backwards. Thumped up there by Bergsvand. Headed on by Haley.
And then Greenwood back now to Yamashita.
Someone else got his pressing.
Sends it forwards.
Great header from Lazada.
Now Park. Simmons. Kirby. Agumang. Sorry, Haley. Simmons. Haley again. Plays it in there. Oh, it's flicked on by Lasada.
Too cute, trying to be too cute about it.
Needs to hold it up.
Doesn't.
Well, look, she's trying to flick to Paris, who she knows is behind her. Paris doesn't read that and run.
Just trying to be too efficient, like too quick with it. Just needed to take a touch and use that.
I can see what she's trying to do though.
Yeah, oh yeah, I can get what she's trying to do, but Paris has got to tell her to leave it.
If Paris reads that, go.
Yeah,
What a shot.
Lasada wins it back. Hemp still going.
Just going to drive forwards with it. Now she goes backwards and that allows Kobe to come make a tackle.
Nothing wrong with that.
But Hemp has come away with the
Still
ball.
got it.
She's going to the corner here. City desperate to hold on to it. Kirby will come and take it off her. Rord comes and gets involved. Now it's Hasegawa. Rord. City running down the clock here. They know that they've not had it their way today, but they have, as it stands, 3 points in the bag, and they'll be hoping to hold on to them. Rord. Almost won back by Thoris Dottir. Hasegawa plays it towards Hemp. Bergsvan comes across quickly. Hemp will take it to the corner now. Bergsvan trying to win it back. Hemp sits down and kicks it out of play.
So confused as what is happening right now, but City look like they're just going to see this out.
Yeah.
Not been an easy one. Not been a very good performance, to be honest, but they are holding on.
Hasegawa heads it forwards now. Lauren Hemp. Fowler. Rord. Fowler. Rord. Comes off for a Brighton throw. Much the frustration of Jill Rord.
That was off.
Given offside.
Yeah.
Got to go forwards quickly here. Brighton because City have killed a minute and a half there by just passing around the corner.
Yeah. Good game management from City.
Sends it up. Greenwood heads away. It's at the referee's discretion now to when this game ends. Brighton have the ball. And that will be the full-time whistle. Manchester City 1, Brighton 0. City squeezed past the Seagulls thanks to Shaw's strike on the brink of half-time. Overall, not a convincing performance from City, but 3 points in the bag. And after a draw away at Arsenal last week, it's a positive start to the season for Manchester City as they look to mount another title challenge. But good performance from Brighton. They couldn't quite get anything from it, but they did give City a very good game.
Yeah, very much so. It was a really good performance from Brighton. But at the end of the day, Man City do what they needed to do. They got the result. They take the 3 points. That is a big win. They needed that first win of the season and a good start to this campaign for Brighton. They will take a lot from that performance. A big win last weekend, and they've just taken the game to last year's runners-up, so that is not a bad performance at all.
Yeah, it's the kind of game they could have dropped points there, City. Brighton really did give them a good game. Justin says, do you think Brighton can be fighting for top 4 Champions League? I think they could fight for 4th. Don't think they'll be anywhere in the top 3, but they could fight for 4th. I still think, for me, they're behind Tottenham, Man United, Villa, maybe Liverpool in my estimations, but I still think they are looking really positive.
It'll be close.
So they might, if they keep playing like they are, they will jump those teams in my estimation. Just at the moment, just not sure. But they have played very well to start the season. So positive stuff for Brighton. City, though, coming away with all 3 points today, which sees them rise up the WSL table. Obviously, with a lot of games still to play, but for now, they are third in the table, by Chelsea and Manchester United.
Wow.
So, good start to the season. But that is everything from us today. We are back next weekend. I don't think there's anything in the week because the League Cup games are not televised. So we are back next weekend with more WSL action. It is a double up on Sunday, provided they don't move Chelsea and Manchester United.
Yes.
But that is everything from live streams this weekend. We are back tomorrow with a video. We'll be talking all things Match Day 2. We'll be reviewing all the games in Match Day 2. Still 4 to come. We're going to go and watch those now, and we'll talk about them tomorrow. So go watch that. But that is everything from us today. Thank you guys very, very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.